Ridgefield Raptors. and does enter the spectator areas. We remind you to please pay attention while you enjoy the game. For all of our kids and their fathers out there, please do not climb the fences into the other fields for foul balls. We want to make sure everybody stays safe. Please do not let the kids climb those fences after foul balls. Thank you. At this time, ladies, gentlemen, and kids, please rise, remove your hats, and direct your attention to the flag outside the left field fence as Peyton May sings our national anthem. Very well done. Thank you.
This is Ridgefield Raptors baseball. The pregame show starts right now.
One more game in this series from the Ridgefield Outdoor Recreation Complex. It's the Cowlitz Black Bears back in town one more time as they go for the sweep. And the Ridgefield Raptors trying to fend off the Black Bears to finish out the season series and stay in the playoff spot as we come down the home stretch of the 2021 season. Thanks for joining us, everybody. I'm Josh Warden, welcoming you from Ridgefield as we finish out the series today. The Cowlitz Black Bears winning yesterday 7-1. The final score following up their Tuesday victory 9-3. The final score in that one. So Cowlitz has won both games, so they've split the series this year. Ridgefield winning up on the road in Longview earlier this summer, 2-1, and now Cowlitz winning the series on the road. Now the road teams between these two clubs are 5-1 when the Black Bears and the Raptors face off against each other. Ridgefield coming in at 23-18 on the year now. And that's just 2 games ahead of Cowlitz at 21-20. So if the Black Bears win today, they'll be hunting for a playoff berth in just 1 game behind the Raptors. Ridgefield is tied with the Portland Pickles. So Cowlitz 2 games behind both Ridgefield and Portland. Ridgefield has the tiebreaker over Portland, and so they just need to win as many games as Portland. But of course, Cowlitz is looming in the wings right there. And a win today for Cowlitz would really throw things into chaos with 3 teams right there for the final playoff berth from the Southern Division. Corvallis has already locked up the first one. They won the first half. Ridgefield has to play Corvallis tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday, and then one more series to close out the regular season after that. So 7 games remain here on the summer, and this is a big one between the Ridgefield Raptors and the Cowlitz Black Bears. Here are the starting lineups. First for the visiting Cowlitz Black Bears, as announced by their head coach, Brian Burris, leading off for the Black Bears. The second baseman, Riku Nishida. Batting second, the third baseman is Brock Bozette. Batting third, the right fielder, Jacob Stinson. Cleanup man and center fielder is Brock Mortensen. Batting fifth, the designated hitter is Dawson Martin. Batting sixth, the left fielder for Cowlitz is Sean Mulcair. Batting seventh, the first baseman, Jaden Shepard. Batting eighth, the catcher is Jacob Burley. And rounding out the order at short is Matthew Schwartz. Starting lineup for the Ridgefield Raptors, as announced by Chris Coda. Leading off for Ridgefield, the West Coast League Player of the Week last week out of Cal State Fullerton, it's Caden Connor. He'll start in right field tonight and lead off. After him in the batting order and playing center field is Wade Meckler from Oregon State University. Batting third from Pepperdine, the shortstop, who is already tied in single-season hits in Ridgefield history. One more would break the record. John Peck is batting third. The cleanup man, designated hitter, committed to Dixie State University is Will Chambers. Batting fifth, the left fielder from Oregon State is Brady Casper. Batting sixth from Pacific University in Forest Grove, the catcher is Isaac Lovings. Batting seventh, the first baseman from College of the Canyons, Doyle Kane. Batting eighth, the third baseman from UT San Antonio is Cody Darcy. And batting ninth, the second baseman out of Eastern Oregon University is Brooks Dyer. That's the starting lineups. Now the starting pitching is going to be pretty solid tonight, at least by the numbers. 2 guys who are 3-0 on the year. All 3 of those wins coming in their most recent 3 starts. 2 of the best ERA totals around the league. It's Jaron Hunter starting tonight for Ridgefield out of Oregon State University. And his counterpart for the Cowlitz Black Bears, Kelly Austin, headed to UCLA. That's the pitching matchup. 2 guys undefeated on the summer and coming into perhaps the biggest ball game of the summer so far. Riku Nishida steps in. Jaron Hunter's ready to go, and we're about to get underway. Ridgefield in the home red uniforms, bookended by white caps and white pants, while Cowlitz in the green uniforms for the first time this series. Green jerseys and gray pants. Home plate umpire tonight is Mike Carr, and in the field is Tony Prater. Jaron Hunter on the mound, ready for first pitch here from Ridgefield, and the first offering is high for ball 1. 1-0 the count at 87 miles an hour from Jaron Hunter. Comes from Sam Barlow High School in Northern Oregon. Grew up in Gresham, well, really Damascus, Oregon. The 1-0 pitch from Jaron Hunter is in there for strike 1. 1-1 the count to the leadoff man, Riku Nishida. Jaron Hunter, who just turned 20 years old in July, has spent 1 year down in Corvallis. pitching for Oregon State University. The 1-1 pitch is low for ball 2. He's come out of the bullpen so far at Oregon State, but hopes to crack the starting lineup out of the, he's one of the starting pitchers for Oregon State within a year or two. This summer in the West Coast League, he's pitched really well, an ERA of 2.37. The 2-1 pitch is high for ball 3 for Jaron Hunter. Does not walk a lot of guys. He has 24 strikeouts to just 7 walks on the year. In the 30 innings he's gone, this is his 6th start of the summer and 7th appearance overall. The 3-1 pitch from Jaron Hunter is fouled back, and now it's a full count to Riku Nishida, the second baseman who's hitting .341 on the summer. Jaron Hunter is coming off a win against Walla Walla, his 3rd straight victory. Had a scoreless performance into the 5th inning. Finally gave up a 2-run home run in his final batter faced, but still easily cruised to the win. Here's the payoff pitch. It's sprayed foul as Nishida went after one that might have run inside for ball 4, but he fights it off. And the at-bat continues. First batter of this ball game for either team. Riku Nishida is at the plate for a lengthy at-bat. 3-2 is the count. And here comes the 6th pitch of the at-bat. It's sprayed into left field. Should be playable for the left fielder, Brady Casper. And Brady does reach into and make the grab in foul territory just to the left of the left field line. And it's a fly out to left field for out number 1. Riku Nishida is put down. He had reached base both times to lead off the top of the first inning this series, so this is the first time Nishida is down. Yesterday, however, he was forced down on a double play right after reaching, and he was caught stealing at second base, so he hadn't scored in those first innings, although Cowlitz has won both games so far in this series. With one out, the next batter for Cowlitz is Brock Bozette, who checks a swing on a pitch high, and on appeal he did not go around. 1-0 the count from Jaron Hunter. One down, nobody on. In the top of the first inning between Ridgefield and Cowlitz, the Raptors 23-18 on the summer. Cowlitz is 21-20. A foul ball from the bat of Bozette, and it's a 1-1 count with one away. The base is empty in the top of the first inning. So Ridgefield is still 2 games ahead of Cowlitz, but the Black Bears are a game ahead of Ridgefield in the second half, and the other playoff berth is to the second half winner. It doesn't matter what your overall record is. Well, it does matter what your overall record is, as Bozette fouls one away, 1-2 the count, if the same team that won the first half wins the second half. And then the other playoff berth goes to the team with the second best overall record from the entire summer. 1-2 pitch is again fouled away to the same direction towards the first base side. One out, nobody on, 1-2 the count, as Jaron Hunter tries to get Brock Bozette out. So Ridgefield is helped out by that overall record because Corvallis, which won the first half, is unsurprisingly in top and in front in the second half as well. As long as Corvallis does win the second half, Ridgefield would be in position, although no sure thing, to get in with the wild card. The 1-2 pitch is just off the plate, and ball 2 from Jaron Hunter. 2-2 is the count to Brock Bozette, who leads the team in RBIs. He's got 28 of those, and a .254 batting average on the summer. Here comes Jaron Hunter with the two-ball, two-strike pitch. It's again fouled back, and Bozette fights pitches off. That is the 4th foul ball of this at-bat, and so he's already seen 6 pitches right after Riku Nishida saw 7 pitches in his at-bat. So Jaron Hunter already up to 13 in this inning. 2-2 pitch swung on and missed, and he gets his second out of the inning. A punch out of Brock Bozette, who swings over the offering from Jaron Hunter. 2 down and nobody on in the top of the first inning. Jacob Stinson is next, the right fielder out of Nevada Reno. Cowlitz winning the 2 games so far this series. They're on a bit of a streak now. They've won 5 of their last 6 games, and they do have a winning record now. That's the first time that they've gotten over 500 all summer long. They're 21-20. As a fly ball into center field, it's going to get down and split the outfielders. It gets down in front of Wade Meckler, and the center fielder bobbles it and won't have a play at second base. A double for Jacob Stinson as Meckler bobbled it when he first got to it, and Stinson, who was already heading for second, now no throw there, and he gets into second base for a 2-out double for Jacob Stinson, who's up to an 8-game hitting streak now. So Stinson with the first base hit of the ball game for either team, and Brock Mortensen is next up, the center fielder out of UC Santa Barbara. Jaron Hunter has a really good ERA, 2.37. His batting average allowed is more moderate, 267 batting average. Decent, but not great. It's the ERA that's really good. So he's given up some hits, but gotten out of a lot of innings. And this could be another example. Give up a double, but hey, you get the next guy out. Doesn't really matter all that much. Mortensen fouls the first pitch away, and the 231 hitter now is behind in the count. No balls and one strike with 2 outs, a runner on second in the top of the first inning. Next offering is on the down inside corner from Jaron Hunter. It's an 0-2 count with 2 down, facing Brock Mortensen, who's 1 for 7 in the series, but he made that 1 hit count. It was a home run back on Tuesday. No balls and 2 strikes from Jaron Hunter with the wind blowing steadily, but right now softly out towards right. The 0-2 pitch chased and missed. Brock Mortensen strikes out and indeed does end up being a good inning for Jaron Hunter. Give up a double, doesn't matter. Strike out the next guy, and we're done with the first inning. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on with 2 strikeouts for the Cowlitz Black Bears, and Jaron Hunter throws a scoreless first inning. It'll be Kelly Austin's turn out of UCLA to try to face the Ridgefield Raptors in the bottom of the first. It'll be Caden Connor, Wade Meckler, and John Peck to the plate after this break.
A lot has changed in Clark County since C-Tran began service in 1981. We've changed with it. 30 bus routes, 2 bus rapid transit projects, and millions of rides later, C-Tran has grown into an award-winning transit system serving Clark County, including the city limits of Ridgefield. Please join C-Tran in celebrating an amazing 40 years serving you, our community, with activities happening in 2021. Look for details at c-tran.com, and thank you for 40 great years.
Ridgefield Main Street thanks you for supporting the Raptors and downtown, the heart of Ridgefield. Spend the moolah you win at the game at downtown shops and restaurants. Upcoming events include Main Street Day, C-Tran Shuttle Downtown Tailgate, and the Friday Night Flicks Outdoor Film Series. We are a nonprofit organization dedicated to preserving the cultural heritage of downtown Ridgefield while advocating for its future. More information at ridgefieldmainstreet.com and find us on Facebook at Ridgefield Main Street. We'll see you downtown. And go Raptors!
Bottom of the first inning coming up from Ridgefield as the Cowlitz Black Bears and the Ridgefield Raptors face off for one more time this summer. This will be the final time no matter what. We don't know which teams are headed to the playoffs. Well, we know one team, the Corvallis Knights. And in the Southern Division, only 2 teams make it. And so Ridgefield or Cowlitz could make it, but not both. So we know this is the final time these 2 teams will play until theoretically the 2022 season, when they'll match up on June 2nd or whatever it may be. And so get your Raptors versus Black Bears baseball when you can, and that's tonight. We're through 1/2 inning. It's the Cowlitz Black Bears and the Ridgefield Raptors still scoreless as Kelly Austin comes out to pitch for the Cowlitz Black Bears. He'll face Caden Connor to lead off out of Cal State Fullerton with a batting average over 300 on the summer after he went 6 for 6 to pole vault that batting average over the 300 threshold. Although he's hitless in this series so far, he went 0 for 8 in the first couple of games, but that's coming off a weekend series against Walla Walla where he went 12 for 16. And so still a good stretch of late for Caden Connor. He's at the plate to face Kelly Austin. Bottom of the third inning and no score in this contest. Kelly Austin, the 6-foot, 200-pound right-hander. He's a 20-year-old headed from Orange Coast College to UCLA. The first pitch of Kelly Austin's day is a fastball down for ball 1. It's primarily a fastball and changeup guy. He'll throw the fastball about 60% of the time, and especially on first pitches. In fact, on 0-0 counts, he'll throw the fastball 90% of the time. Case in point, he starts out Caden Connor with a fastball. The 1-0 pitch from Kelly Austin, another fastball and hit well to left field. It'll tail foul, although the left fielder giving chase, but Mulcair runs out of room. And it's a 1-1 count off the bat of Caden Connor, who knew it was foul the entire way, never left the batter's box, and indeed it does land foul. 1-1 the count to Caden Connor. .308 batting average with 18 doubles on the year to start out this contest, with Ridgefield 23-18 overall. Cowlitz 21-20. They become the 5th team in the league with a winning record now. 4 of those 5 teams are in the South. This one hit high in the air and foul for Caden Connor. 1-2 is the count now to Caden. With 4 triples and 2 home runs on the year, both of them coming within the last week for Caden Connor, including a leadoff home run in the first inning this weekend here at this ballpark. Bottom of the first, and it broke the scoreless tie with a leadoff home run. He's now leading off the first inning again. 1-2 pitch is taken low for ball 2 from Kelly Austin. Austin's headed to UCLA. He's from Costa Mesa originally. Went to Newport Harbor High School down in California. This spring, pitching for Orange Coast College, he went 6-0 with a 1.57 ERA. And then heads to Cowlitz, playing in Longview for the Black Bears. And this summer, he's gone 3-0 with a 2.43 ERA. So this calendar year, he's yet to lose a game. He's 9-0 on the year. The 2-2 pitch from Austin is hit high and back of home plate. And it's still a 2-2 count to Caden Connor with Wade Meckler on deck, John Peck waiting in the wings, and Will Chambers would come up if one or more of these guys gets on base. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Kelly Austin, who's leaning in towards his battery mate, Jacob Burley. Caden Connor taking extended pause before stepping back in. Here's the 2-2 pitch, swung on and swung over it. And strike 3 from Kelly Austin, 1 down in the bottom of the first inning. Wade Meckler is next up, facing Kelly Austin, who averages 87 miles an hour on the fastball. Wade Meckler, who made his debut just over a week ago, has been batting .278 so far on the season for the Raptors. Comes from Oregon State University. With 1 out, he swings and tips the first pitch into the glove. An 0-1 count to Wade Meckler. I asked him if he knew the other Yorba Linda guy on the Cowlitz Black Bears roster. He faced him on Tuesday, late in that game. 2 guys from Yorba Linda, California. But he said no, don't know him, never met him, have no idea who he is. So no connection there, I suppose, although same city. They went to the different high schools, however. 0-2 the count to Wade Meckler after he takes a strike from Kelly Austin, who's not from Yorba Linda, though he is from the Golden State. He's from Costa Mesa. Wade Meckler went to Esperanza High School. The 0-2 pitch to Meckler is swung on and did not get it. And Kelly Austin has struck out the first 2 batters he has faced. And he's got 2 down in the bottom of the first inning. No score in this contest between the Raptors and the Black Bears in the finale of this series. Ridgefield, which has gone 0-2 to start a series on 4 occasions. The unfortunate thing is, this is the 4th time where this series, the first 3 times, they ended up losing the finale. That's the 3 sweeps they've suffered. They have not gone loss, win. They've not done that all year. They try to do that here today to finish a series with a win, to go 1-2. As John Peck is at the plate, takes a ball to open the at-bat. 1-0 the count to the Pepperdine product. John now swings and hits a hard ground ball, but right at the third baseman, fielded by Bozette, and the throw across is in time to end the inning. 2 punch-outs for Kelly Austin, and he also throws a scoreless first inning, just like Jaron Hunter. No hits on the frame and none left on with 2 punch-outs. We're on to the top of the second inning. No score between the Ridgefield Raptors and the Cowlitz Black Bears. Stay with us on RidgefieldRaptors.com.
Warmer weather is here, and what better way to enjoy a summer day than with a trip to the ballpark to watch exciting Ridgefield Raptors baseball. Don't miss the action on the diamond as the Ridgefield Raptors battle other Western League rivals for the championship. This safe outdoor event is a perfect outing for you and your friends. Peace Health is a proud sponsor of the Ridgefield Raptors, with a team of medical experts on deck to provide your family the care you need. Treat your family to an exciting night at the ballpark and make it part of your healthy, active summer. Peace Health and Ridgefield Raptors baseball, a great double play.
The Ridgefield Raptors are thrilled to reunite with fans and enjoy summer baseball again. Join us for America's favorite pastime. The Raptors are following state guidelines for spectator events and ask for your patience as we prepare for exciting West Coast League play. Please be courteous to our staff, fans, and players as we celebrate the return of your Ridgefield Raptors this summer. Let's make it a great season at the Rourke. Get your tickets now at RidgefieldRaptors.com. Go Raptors!
Jaron Hunter back to the mound for the Ridgefield Raptors as we open up the second inning in a scoreless contest between the Cowlitz Black Bears and the Ridgefield Raptors. It'll be Dawson Martin, Sean Mulcair, and Jaden Shepard to the plate to open up the second inning against the Ridgefield Raptors after Jaron Hunter allowed 1 hit, but nothing more in the first inning. And so now we head to the second. No score between the Raptors and the Cowlitz Black Bears. Jaron Hunter into the wind, and the first pitch tails outside on the corner, however, for strike one. And 0-1's a count for Jaron Hunter. He's 3-0 in his last 3 starts. He'll throw a 4-seam and a 2-seam fastball, a slider, and a changeup. Really good slider that he used that last pitch. Now goes a ball just off the plate. 1-1's a count to a right-hand hitter in Dawson Martin out of Nevada Reno. Jaron Hunter, the pitcher from Oregon State. Starting this game, the 1-1 pitch is hit hard to center field. It'll bring Wade Meckler back, and he's not going to be able to catch this one. It hits the top of the wall, and this will bring Dawson Martin digging for second. He'll get in there safely. A leadoff stand-up double for Dawson Martin, hitting the top of the right center field wall over Wade Meckler's head, who slipped as he was trying to recover that ball. I think he's okay, but either way, Dawson Martin in there for a double, and Cowlitz is cooking here in the second inning. Lifted that one opposite way for a 2-bagger, and that'll bring up Sean Mulcair to the plate. That's his 4th double of the year. Came in hitting 188. His first playing time of the series, his first at-bat against Ridgefield here at the Rourke, and gets a double in his first at-bat. He's at second base with no down. Sean Mulcair sprays the first pitch foul. Mulcair is the left fielder, plays for University of Portland, where he started 8 games this spring. He's from Kenmore, Washington. Infield playing a bit back, especially second base, where Brooks Dyer is playing in the outfield turf. The outfield playing straight up, with the wind blowing heavily out towards right field for Sean Mulcair. He's hitting 164 on the summer. The 0-1 pitch is a changeup swung on and missed, and it's an 0-2 count from Jaron Hunter. Runner on second, nobody out here in the second inning for Jaron Hunter. Got that really solid slider and RPM rate, the spin rate. That's about 300 RPMs over the MLB average on sliders. That's how much potential he's got in that breaking ball. Goes to the off speed again, a swing and a miss, and Sean Mulcair is sent down on strikes, 1 away for Jaron Hunter. Already his 3rd punch out of the ball game. He's got 1 out in the second inning, and next up is Jaden Shepard. Good frame on Jaden, 6'6", 210, former basketball player. Changed to baseball diamond. He plays for Ohlone College, trying to play his way into a 4-year institution. Hit .299 this year at Ohlone down in Fremont, California. First pitch to Jaden Shepard's a called strike. Runner on second, 1 out. Top of the second inning with Ridgefield and Cowlitz knotted up. No runs yet for either team. Shepard, the first baseman today, hasn't gotten hot this season a whole lot. He's hitting 147, but he did have a walk-off a few days ago. Walk-off base hit against Port Angeles 5 days ago in the 10th inning to beat the lefties. That was Jaden Shepard getting the hit. He sees ball 1 from Jaron Hunter. 1-1 the count with 1 away here in the second inning. Jaden Shepard, who plays with a lot of Ridgefield players at Ohlone, or has overlapped with them down in the Fremont-based JUCO. 1-1 pitch is swung on and lifted high into right field. Caden Connor running in. Brooks Dyer going out. It's the second baseman who makes the grab for out number 2. And holding at second base is Dawson Martin on a pop out to the second baseman that brought Brooks Dyer pretty far out into right field. Caden Connor came in late, but said, Brooks, you've got it. You're there, and you take it. And Brooks did make the catch. 2 down in the inning. And Jacob Burley is next up out of Brown University. He's hitting 138 on the summer and 58 at-bats. He's got the runner on second, 2 outs after a leadoff double by Dawson Martin, but he has not been advanced on the next 2 batters. A ball inside to Jacob Burley, the catcher today, originally from Hollister, California. Big secondary lead from Dawson Martin, jumping out on the delivery from Jaron Hunter, not stealing, but taking an aggressive look. Taking a medium-sized lead at the moment, however, with a 1-0 count and 2 down. Trying to be the first player to score today for either team. We're in the second inning. Jaron Hunter taking an extended look and steps off, makes a half-hearted little look at second, and that's important. Jaron Hunter technically made an attempt towards second base, which changes the clock count, so we won't get a warning there. 1-0 pitch from Hunter is a ground ball down the third baseline foul. We saw that the other day where a Ridgefield pitcher, Jet Lotus, stepped over the rubber and looked back at second but didn't move his arm and therefore was not ruled a pickoff attempt. You just have to make a move towards the bag. You don't even have to throw it to second base. You just have to make a move towards there, and because he stepped over the rubber and didn't make a move, that didn't reset the pitch count, and then he was given a warning. And so Jaron Hunter just kind of flicks his wrist, and that's all you need to do. And whether you like that rule or not, that's what it is. 1-1 pitch is outside for ball 2. And a 2-1 count with 2 down, runner on second. Top of the second inning and a scoreless ball game from the Rourke, where there are only 2 more games to come at this venue in the regular season. That's Saturday and Sunday against the league leader, Corvallis Knights. Cowlitz Black Bears, one of the 4 teams with a winning record in the Southern Division, one of 5 teams in the league. Here's the 2-1 pitch, swung on, ground ball to short, backhanded by John Peck. He'll collect, throw to first, beat him by 2 steps on a hard-hit ground ball by Jacob Burley that got to Peck so quickly that he was barely out of the batter's box when Peck was starting to grab and throw. And Jacob Burley is retired on a well-hit ball, but unfortunately for him, it is the 3rd out of the inning. No runs in for the Cowlitz Black Bears on 1 hit, a leadoff double, but it doesn't go anywhere, and still a scoreless ball game. Ridgefield will come up with Will Chambers to lead off the bottom of the second inning after this.
Baseball is back, and Peace Health is excited to once again sponsor the Ridgefield Raptors as they vie for the West Coast League title. Raptors games make a great family outing. Bring the whole crew to the ballpark to enjoy a safe, fun outdoor event featuring the thrills of Raptors baseball. As the largest health provider in Clark County, Peace Health is ready to step up to the plate and keep your family in the game, whether it's a routine appointment or specialty emergency care. Peace Health and the Ridgefield Raptors, 2 great teams.
The Ridgefield Raptors are back, where the entire family can watch top-level college baseball players live at the Rourke. Now, kids 12 and under get in free with a paid adult for all Sunday afternoon Raptors games. Enjoy local Southwest Washington baseball with the whole family this summer. Sunday games are at 1:05 and are presented by Peace Health and the Columbian. Come cheer on your Ridgefield Raptors all season long. Get your tickets now at ridgefieldraptors.com. Go Raptors!
We head to the bottom of the second inning here in Ridgefield. Cowlitz 0, Ridgefield 0. Kelly Austin back to the mound. It'll be Will Chambers, Brady Casper, and Isaac Lovings, the scheduled hitters for the Ridgefield Raptors, trying to take the lead early on in this ball game and beat Cowlitz for the first time this series. Will Chambers will lead off. He's got a .292 batting average, leads the league with 8 home runs on the summer. Also 9 doubles along the way for Will Chambers, who has spent the last 2 years at College of the Canyons. He's on to St. George, Utah, playing for Dixie State University. He'll be named Utah Tech soon. They're changing their name, but he's headed to Dixie State and excited to play some D1 baseball there. Will Chambers leading off this inning against Kelly Austin. Will has already been to St. George, Utah once, which is where he'll be playing D1 baseball this upcoming year. He was on a trip back from Idaho with his dad and drove back to Southern California as he swings and misses the first offering to lead off the bottom of the second. So he was driving from Idaho down to Southern California, and he was driving kind of an old car. He was 18 years old, and his timing belt snapped in St. George, Utah as he fouls one away, 0-2 the count. And his car was essentially totaled because it's an older car and it just wasn't worth it to fix it. So it was more expensive to fix it than get a new one. So his car is totaled. He's this 18-year-old by himself driving through St. George, got nowhere to go, has no idea what to do. 0-2 pitches down in the dirt for ball 1. 1-2 the count. And so he gets an Uber to the airport and tries to fly to LA, get to the airport, and realizes he left his wallet and his phone charger in the car that he just left after the timing belt snapped. And so now he's just out on an island. Swings and misses the 1-2. And Will Chambers is down on strikes to open up the second inning as Kelly Austin has punched out 3 of the 4 batters he's faced. 1 down in the second inning, no score in the bottom of the second. Will Chambers did end up getting home. He was at the airport and explained the situation to the nice lady at the checkout counter, and she said, all right, no worries, here's a ticket. And he said, well, I can't afford that. And she says, it's on me. I'm flying to L.A. myself. You can sit next to me. So he got to L.A. for free, sitting first class down to LAX, and he's from Valverde. So it's a good little story, and the first connection he's had in St. George, Utah. He'll go there to play D1 baseball. Brady Casper swings and misses the first offering, and now on the second pitch, he pops one up on the third base side and a basket catch attempt, but he did not make the grab. The third baseman, Bozette, was unable to pull it in. and it falls for a foul ball. 0-2 the count now to Brady Casper with one down, and the base is empty in a scoreless game. A pop-up right in front of the Ridgefield dugout, and Bozette going over, starting to run out of room and trying to grab it before it hit the fence and try to make a basket catch, and just mishandled it. Falls to the turf. It's an 0-2 count now to Brady Casper. The left fielder who swings and grounds one towards second. Riku Nishida vacuums it up and throws the first in time for the ground out. It's Isaac Lovings up next with two down, nobody on, no score in this contest. Riku Nishida making the plays, arguably been the best defender in the league this year. He's smooth, he's quick, he's got good hands. He also just has a lot of balls hit to him, which, I mean, that doesn't make you a good defender. You can't control how many balls are hit to you, but for some reason, they just get a lot of balls hit to second base. It happened yesterday, for example, as Lovings takes a ball low. The final 21 batters of the game yesterday, there was only one player for Cowlitz who had a ball hit to him to make an assist, meaning like a ground ball, you throw to first, or you didn't record the put out, but you recorded the assist because you threw to the out. Riku Nishida was the only one of the final 21 batters of the game. As Lovings misses the next pitch, it's a 1-1 count from Kelly Austin. With two down, the base is empty. Next pitch is down and in for ball two. So Nishida just kept on having ground balls hit to him yesterday and kept on being 4-3 ground outs as the final out of the fifth inning. Had another one to lead off the sixth. Then struck out the side in the seventh, so no balls. Then had two of them in the eighth and another one in the ninth. So just kept on getting ground balls and some slick plays for him along the way yesterday. A ball down low to Isaac Lovings. It's a 3-1 count with two down. In the bottom of the second inning, neither team has scored yet on what was billed a potential pitcher's duel, and small sample size, but so far so good for each pitcher. Lovings scoops one away from home plate for a foul ball, and it's a full count to Isaac Lovings, the catcher today out of Pacific University from Beaverton, Oregon, went to Sunset High School. As a full count from Kelly Austin, two down. Here's the payoff to Isaac Lovings. It is on the inside corner on the breaking ball, and it falls in just on the edge for strike three. That is the fourth strikeout through two innings for Kelly Austin, and both pitchers have thrown scoreless work thus far. We head to the third inning from Ridgefield. It's the Raptors 0, the Black Bears 0. You're watching or listening to Ridgefield Raptors baseball on the Raptors live stream.
Dick Hanna Dealerships is proud to welcome everyone back to support our Ridgefield Raptors. Just in time for warm summer nights with family and friends, lounging on the lawn, or eating dogs in the stands. Feels good to be back. In business for over 70 years, Dick Hanna Dealerships is a local, family-owned business with locations in Vancouver, Kelso, and Portland. Choose from thousands of cars and 12 new car brands. Experience nice in the car business. Dick Hanna Dealerships. Believe in nice. Now play ball.
Oh, I love family road trips. Wind in my ears, fruits in my mouth, and peace of mind knowing Les Schwab did our tires, brakes, and alignment. Like Les Schwab, my family's safety is my first priority. Well, that and squeaky toys.
Les Schwab Tires, proud to be ranked #1 in overall customer satisfaction for aftermarket tire replacement by J.D. Power 2 years in a row. For J.D. Power 2021 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
Jaron Hunter back to the mound for the Ridgefield Raptors to face the Cowlitz Black Bears order. It'll be the 9, 1, and 2 hitters for Cowlitz. Matthew Schwartz, Riku Nishida, and Brock Bozette will come up in this scoreless ball game in the top of the third inning. Yesterday, Cowlitz taking the series win. They won Game 2 to go 2-0 in the series. They won 7-1 yesterday, out hitting the Raptors 10-2. And so far in the series, Cowlitz has totaled 21 hits to Ridgefield's 6 so far in this series. And today they also have 2 hits to Ridgefield's none. But most importantly, the score is still knotted up at 0 apiece. Yesterday, Bo Kiersey got the start, went just over 4 innings, 4 earned runs for Bo. It was still amidst of a good string for Ridgefield starting pitchers. If you look at the last 20 games, that was the one game where a starting pitcher for Ridgefield's given up 4 earned runs. There have been one game with 3 earned runs for the starter, and the other 18 games have all been 2 earned runs or fewer. as the first pitch by Schwartz is grounded to third, picked up by Darcy. The throw on to first is caught by Doyle Kane, and a first pitch ground out of Matthew Schwartz. Good out for Jaron Hunter to get Schwartz, who's on a 6-game hitting streak, and he gets him into a first pitch ground out. Not only that, he's on a 5-game multi-hit streak, but Schwartz is down on his first at-bat, 1 away in the top of the third inning. Neither team has scored yet. Riku Nishida is at the plate with the bases empty and 1 away. Nishida, who is from Mount Hood Community College, originally from Osaka, Japan, entered the series with a .341 batting average. He's still at .341 as he pokes at a ball with a bunt attempt. Kind of started to pull back, but didn't pull back in time and is ruled to have made an attempt. Actually on the outside corner, I believe, anyways. And so it's strike one. 1-1 the count, 1 down. Hunter throws a fastball. It's hit high to left field. Might be playable for Casper, drifting back, and he makes the grab near the warning track for out number 2. One of the hardest hit balls you'll see Nishida hit. He can hit homers. You see him in batting practice, but he does not hit dingers in games. He has no home runs on the year. Just a lot of base hits, but he flies out to left field for the second time today. And there are 2 outs. Top of the third inning, and Brock Bozette is now at the plate with 2 down and nobody on base. No score in this contest. So 18 games of the last 20. Ridgefield starting pitcher has allowed 2 earned runs or fewer, and the other 2 games was a 3 earned run game and a 4 earned run game for the starting pitcher. Jaron Hunter, the starter today, is yet to allow a run. We're in the top of the third, and the opening pitch of this at-bat to Bozette is a ball to the Spokane Falls Community College product. He's 1 for 7 on the series. Swings late on the pitch by Hunter. It's 1-1 to Brock Bozette, who struck out swinging in the first inning. Jaron has totaled 3 strikeouts so far in the ball game. 1-1 pitch from Hunter is a bunt down the third baseline. Darcy will barehand. The throw to first is wild and into the right field side. The runner will try to go for second. Brooks Dyer will throw to second. The tag is going to be not in time. The tag looked like it beat him there at second, but he's ruled safe. And Bozette is into second base safely as Brooks Dyer threw from right field, backing up that throw. And the throw beat him there by a long time, although Peck had to bring the ball from the left side of the bag back over to the right. And Bozette slid in apparently safely. And it'll put him at second base here. It'll be an error on the third baseman. And no hit on the play, so just E5. And he gets into second base. And so now Cowlitz with a runner in scoring position and 2 down. And it'll be Jacob Stinson at the plate. It was kind of questionable whether he should have run in the first place, and the throw did beat him there by a lot. And Peck looked like he had gotten the tag real close to being in time. Hard to see from this angle, and Tony Prater had a better look at it than I did. So he calls safe, and this extends the inning. Jacob Stinson, the batter, the runner on second, 2 outs, and this one's lined into right center field. It's going to score a run. It'll get down and get all the way to the wall. On the first pitch to Jacob Stinson, he might get 3 on the play. The throw in from right center is going to be cut off, and he slides in safely to third for an RBI triple for Jacob Stinson right after the call at second that could have ended the inning. And now it's a triple for Stinson, an unearned run on Jaron Hunter. And the inning continues as Cowlitz strike first. They lead 1-0. Bozette comes home on Stinson's 3rd triple of the year. And now Brock Mortensen is next up with 2 down and a runner on third. Mike Carr looking over towards the Ridgefield dugout and pointing. I don't know exactly what he's talking about or what anybody else might be saying. But extended the inning with the runner getting to second base safely. And they do change the ruling. They now have given him a single, Bozette, on the bunt, and then an error to advance him. So either way, he scored. First pitch to Mortensen is fouled off. 0-1 the count for Jaron Hunter. He's now got a runner on third, so giving up 1 run, it's still a small margin. If he can get out of this, it's only limited damage, but he's got to get 1 more out here, or else Cowlitz would put up a crooked number on the board after nearly finishing the inning, which would be a lot more hurtful than just 1 run. Here's the 0-1 from Jaron Hunter. It's down and in for ball 1 to Brock Mortensen, who struck out to end the first inning. Jacob Stinson standing at third base after his triple with 2 down. Hit it to right center field, and it got to the wall on a bounce for the first RBI of the ball game. 1 ball and 1 strike from Hunter, who misses off the plate for ball 2. And it's a 2-1 count with 2 down to Brock Mortensen. A bunt attempt by Bozette, and they give him a hit on the play, and E5 to push him to second base, and scores 1 pitch later. 2-1 the count from Jaron Hunter. Swung on and lifted to left field. Fairly deep. Brady Casper sprinting over. He might have a play on it, and he makes the grab in foul territory. And the inning is over. Cowlitz does strand a runner on third. They've stranded a runner in scoring position each inning so far. 1 error and 2 hits on the frame. And Cowlitz gets the first run on the board here in the ball game. It's 1-0. Cowlitz ahead. We're on to the bottom of the 3rd inning after this.
Found a giant spider in my bed. Stepped outside and a hornet stung my head. Got ants around the sea, and I am starting to think. The experts that I know are gonna make me pest-free. Natural pest control. Kill your bugs and rodents, baby. Natural pest control. Call today, get a quote for free.
Hey baseball fans, after the game visit A&A, the area's premier gaming, dining, entertainment, and meeting destination. A&A is a proud supporter of the Ridgefield Raptors and the perfect place to meet up with friends after a Raptors win for dinner, drinks, and great times. Keep the fun and excitement going after the 9th inning and grab beers at Tom's Urban, or enjoy a perfectly cooked porterhouse at Michael Jordan's Steakhouse. With 100,000 square feet of gaming space, 15 different restaurants, bars, and retail outlets to choose from, A&A has just what you need to turn your night at the ballgame into a night you won't forget. A&A, just off I-5 at exit 16, ILANIresort.com.
No longer a scoreless ball game as the Cowlitz Black Bears ahead 1-0 over the Ridgefield Raptors. On to the bottom of the 3rd inning here in Ridgefield. Final game of this series as the Raptors try to avoid the sweep. They have swept 4 teams this season. If they lose today, they'll have been swept by 4 teams this season, or in 4 series, I should say. Here's the first pitch of the 3rd inning, and Doyle Kane rips one into right center field. It'll be cut off by the center fielder, Brock Mortensen. But a leadoff first pitch single for Doyle Kane, and he is the first base runner of the game, allowed by Kelly Austin. So top of the 3rd inning starting out well for Ridgefield, the tying run aboard after 1 pitch. Kelly Austin, who had gotten 4 strikeouts and 2 groundouts, so he had yet to allow the ball to get out of the infield until Doyle Kane just ripped that one into right center field for a base hit. That was on the first pitch of the 3rd inning. It's now Cody Darcy to the plate with a runner on first and nobody out. Kelly Austin from the stretch for the first time. A bunt down the 3rd baseline, a pretty good bunt. Barehanded and bobbled by Brock Bozette, and everybody is safe. Nobody down, runners on first and second as the bunt by Darcy pushed down the 3rd baseline, and it'll go down as a base hit for Cody Darcy on a bunt. That was kind of halfway. It was more of a drag bunt attempt, but one of those situations where, hey, even if you get thrown out, it's basically like a sack bunt. And it works out perfectly as a drag bunt. Now runners in first and second, nobody out. And Brooks Dyer is the batter. His 4th game played in a Ridgefield Raptor uniform. Used to play for the Nighthawks of Northwest Star Academy, the feeder program, and feed they have with the Raptors scooping up and putting Brooks Dyer on the roster. He's had 8 plate appearances so far. No hits yet, but he has walked twice and scored 1 run. He has runners in first and second. The Raptors down a run in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Kelly Austin got the first 6 guys out, but singles to the next 2. A guy with a 3-0 record on the summer. Another bunt attempt, this one down the 3rd baseline as well. Kelly Austin coming off the mound, and the throw just beat him out. At first base, a successful sack bunt by Brooks Dyer, and that pushes runners to second and third with 1 out. Nearly beat the throw out. Could have been 2 straight bunt singles, but Dyer is retired at first base. 1 down, and 2 runners in scoring position for the Raptors. Tying run at 3rd, and go-ahead run at 2nd, and we're back to the top of the order, Caden Connor. It's a perfect spot for Brooks Dyer. Turn the lineup over, get Caden Connor, the league-leading RBI man, to the plate with 2 runners in scoring position. He's got 42 RBIs. In second place is his own teammate, John Peck. Ridgefield also has the 4th place guy and the 5th place guy. That's how good Ridgefield has been offensively and bringing guys home. They trail by 1 out, bottom of the 3rd. Kelly Austin gets a fly ball to left field. Coming over is the left fielder in a land fair territory. Mulcair lets it go all the way to the left field fence. It'll score 2 runs. Cody Darcy sprinting home from second. It's a 2 RBI double for Caden Connor, and the Raptors snag the lead. It's 2-1. Caden Connor places one right inside the left field line for a 2 RBI 2-bagger, his 43rd and 44th RBIs on the year, to continue leading the league in runs batted in. He's on second with 1 out. And Wade Meckler is next. It looked like Mulcair would have a play on it, but he held up right as the ball was coming to him and landed in the turf right in front of him. Didn't quite have the gas to get there, and it scores 2. With 1 out, Meckler takes, and the first pitch is a strike to Kelly Austin. It's been a quick inning. A lot of first pitch hits, including Caden Connor swinging at the first pitch, Cody Darcy and Brooks Dyer both. Actually, every time. This is the first guy who's seen and not swung at the first pitch. So 4 batters and 4 pitches. Now this is the 6th pitch of the at-bat, or the inning, and 2nd pitch of the at-bat. And Wade Meckler fights it off for a foul ball. 0-2 the count, 1 down. Runner on second. The Raptors 2, and the Black Bears 1. Ridgefield had a 1-run lead yesterday, ended up losing it, and lost the game today. They come back to score the lead, 2-1. Can they extend it and or hold on to it? Bottom of the 3rd inning continuing, an 0-2 count from Kelly Austin from the stretch, and the 0-2 is check swing, and he did go for strike 3. And that's out number 2 here in the 3rd inning. John Peck is up next, second in the league in RBIs, behind only the runner from second, Caden Connor, who got the double, which is, by the way, his 19th double of the year, which also leads the league and is now 7 more than any other player and Ridgefield had back in their inaugural year in 2019, making him the single-season record holder. John Peck is at the plate himself with 11 doubles on the year, a .326 batting average. 2 down, runner on second. Kelly Austin to the plate, and a strike on John Peck. So his first 4 pitches were all put into play. A first pitch single to open the inning, then a first pitch bunt for a single, then a first pitch bunt, or a sac bunt, that pushed the runners to second and third, and then a first pitch double. That was the first 4 offerings from Kelly Austin this inning. Now he's got 1 more out, so 2 down, and a swing and a miss from John Peck. It's an 0-2 count to John with 2 away. 1 more hit for John Peck, and he'd pass any player from 2019 in the inaugural year. Though Caden Connor is tied with him at 57, so they're both tied for the single-season record. John could break it right here. Here's the 0-2. Swung on and missed, and the inning is over. Caden Connor is stranded at second, but he did his job with a 2 RBI double. And the Ridgefield Raptors strike second and strike harder. 4 hits on the inning to score 2 runs. 3 hits on the inning to score 2 runs, and no errors along the way. We head to the 4th inning. It's the Raptors 2. And the Cowlitz Black Bears 1.
Every time Taco Bell's nacho fries returned, those Mexican spices were drawing something closer to the surface.
And once they taste that warm nacho cheese sauce, they won't stop till there's nothing left.
Can the Fry Force save the world and the nacho fries we love?
So either we fight together, or we fry alone.
Or will the monsters devour us all? Get your nacho fries today while you can. Now serving at a Taco Bell near you. At participating U.S. locations for a limited time only.
It's a pitcher's best friend, a pitcher's dream. You give up a run and your offense goes out and gives you the lead right back. That's what happened for Jaron Hunter. He allowed one run, albeit a controversial run, and an unearned run in the top of the third inning, and then the offense puts up 2 in the bottom of the third, so now he's coming out to pitch with a lead, and 2-1 is the score. Ridgefield on top as we head to the fourth inning. You talk about pitchers' dreams, however, and Jaron Hunter had that sort of thing in his most recent start, coming off that win against Walla Walla. Gave up just 2 runs, which is decent, and especially considering what the offense did for him in that game. Ridgefield's offense put up 17 runs in that game, so he could have given up a few more home runs and would have been just fine. He gave up just those 2 earned runs and easily cruised to the victory at Ridgefield's most runs scored at this ballpark in team history, and the biggest margin of victory, 17-2. The win over Walla Walla that day, the most recent start for Jaron Hunter. Might not get that amount of run support, but 2 runs is a good start. As we head into the fourth inning, gets a swing and a miss to Dawson Martin, who had a double to lead off the second inning. And now he's leading off the fourth inning, but he's behind 0-1. Next pitch to Dawson Martin is grounded down the third base side for another foul ball. 0-2 the count from Jaron Hunter. A local kid comes down the road from Gresham, just drives down I-5, gets down to Corvallis for his college ball, and he can live at home while playing for the Ridgefield Raptors this summer. Just drive over the border here to Ridgefield, and played well for the Raptors. 0-2 pitch, a check swing, and it was just off the plate for ball 1. 1-2 the count to open up the fourth inning. 2-1's the score for Ridgefield. Jaron Hunter, who attended Barlow High School in Gresham, Oregon. He grew up in Damascus. He was a 3-sport athlete there. There's the 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and he gets Dawson Martin to chase a pitch high on and off speed. 1 down for Jaron Hunter this inning, and his 4th strikeout of the ball game. Next up is Sean Mulcair, who was one of those strikeout victims back in the second inning at a University of Portland. So Jaron Hunter went down from Gresham to Oregon State. When he was at Barlow High School, a 3-sport athlete, he played for the football team, which Barlow, that's a lot of good 6A programs around the state. They had never made the state semis in school history as Hunter misses down and away. 1-0. Jaron Hunter was a 3-year starting quarterback for Barlow High School and made the state semifinals his senior year. First time in Barlow's football history. Misses outside again. 2-0 is the count. Although arguably he even liked basketball more and baseball the most, of course, and plays at Oregon State. 2-0 the count from Jaron Hunter with 1 away. It's inside for ball 3. He could have played quarterback in college as well. In fact, he told me the story of how Justin Wilcox found him. Wilcox is the head coach of the University of California. So there's a Pac-12 program, and they were scouting one of Hunter's teammates and saw his film. 3-0 pitch is in there for strike 1 to Sean Mulcair with 1 down, a 1-run lead for the Raptors, top of the fourth inning. So they were scouting one of Hunter's football teammates, and Wilcox saw this quarterback and said, hey, who's this guy? And they told Jaron Hunter about it as he gets a foul ball. 3-2 is the count now. And they said, hey, Wilcox likes your film. You could take a look at playing Pac-12 football. And he essentially said, thanks, but no thanks. I'm not interested. He didn't want to play college football. He said, I just love baseball more. I like football, but it's more stressful. It's just there's more anxiety about it. Baseball, I feel cool and calm and just enjoy the tense moments. He misses outside to Sean Mulcair, and it's ball 4. And the first walk he has allowed today. And the first base runner of this inning, 1 out and 1 on. Jaden Shepard is next up with a 1-run deficit for the Cowlitz Black Bears in the top of the fourth inning. So Jaron Hunter eschewed the football opportunities, just wanted to play baseball, and he does that at Oregon State where he spent 1 year. But his basketball career was also really fun at Barlow High School. With 1 down, Shepard swings late, and it's strike 1 with 1 away. He was a multiple-year starter for Tom Johnson, the head coach at Barlow High. And his Hunter wasn't a huge scorer. He was more of a utility guy. They had a couple big scorers that went on to play college basketball on that team, but he facilitated the offense well and played some really solid defense. So he throws the ball 1-1 the count to Shepard, 1 away. The stat that he'll always cite is that he set the school record not in points, not in three-pointers, not in blocks, none of that. No, in charges taken, that is, and just standing his ground and taking charges. Set the school record with 97 charges taken in his career as he misses outside ball 2, 2-1. That's the fundamental player coaches love. A guy who will take charges, and he took 97 of them. Could have been 100, but he had his senior year basketball cut short as they were getting to the couple final rounds into the state quarterfinals, and the season was cut short as they were aiming for the state championship that year. And that was the end of his high school playing days as he gets a strike, 2-2 the count on Jaden Shepard. Runner on first, one down, top of the fourth inning. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Out of the stretch comes Hunter with the runner going, a ground ball, and it's into the outfield for a base hit. Brooks Dyer running towards second to cover, and he has to reach backwards and couldn't get back in front of it. On a ground ball by Shepard that gets into right center field for a base hit, and Mulcair gets to third as he was stealing on the play, and a hit and run that works out perfectly for the Cowlitz Black Bears. And now with just one out, there's runners on the edges for Jacob Burley. He had a ground out to short last at bat, and they might make an appeal over to second base to make sure that Mulcair stepped on second. No, I don't think they will, but now they're into double play territory, trying to get an inning-ending double play if they can. On Jacob Burley, one down, runners on the corners, tying run at third for the Black Bears. And Jacob Burley at the plate with one away. First pitch is grounded towards short. John Peck fields, underhands to Brooks Dyer. The throw on to first is in time. He held his cleat on the bag. Doyle Kane just barely snagged it. It would have scored a run had he been brought off the bag, but he holds on. An inning-ending double play, 6-4-3. And the inning is over. No runs in on the frame for the Cowlitz Black Bears on one hit, no errors, and one left on third. They've left a runner in scoring position every inning so far, and the Ridgefield Raptors stay ahead 2-1. Stay with us for the bottom of the fourth inning after this.
Baseball is back, and Peace Health is excited to once again sponsor the Ridgefield Raptors as they vie for the West Coast League title. Raptors games make a great family outing. Bring the whole crew to the ballpark to enjoy a safe, fun outdoor event featuring the thrills of Raptors baseball. As the largest health provider in Clark County, Peace Health is ready to step up to the plate and keep your family in the game, whether it's a routine appointment or specialty emergency care. Peace Health and the Ridgefield Raptors, 2 great teams.
C-Tran is your public transit system offering service in Clark County and beyond. Catch local service in Clark County, regional and express service to Portland, and connector service within the city limits of Camas, La Center, and Ridgefield. And if you don't have cash, no problem. C-Tran now accepts digital payments with Hop FastPass. So hit a home run and leave the driving to us. Visit c-tran.com for more information. C-Tran, our community, our promise.
We're on to the bottom of the fourth inning here in Ridgefield. The Raptors have taken a 1-run lead at the work. It's 2-1. The score with Ridgefield ahead. It'll be Will Chambers, Brady Casper, and Isaac Lovings, the batters for Ridgefield in this fourth inning to face Kelly Austin, who's been a tremendous pitcher this whole year. Finally does give up a couple runs here in the third, last inning, when Ridgefield got 3 hits in the first 3 pitches of that inning. First pitch single, and then a first pitch double shortly after that with a sac bunt in between. So the first 4 pitches were 2 singles, a sac bunt, and a double, and Ridgefield scored 2 runs. Will Chambers at the plate, and a ball low. 1-0 the count to Will Chambers, who's hitting .292 on the summer. That is the lowest his batting average has dipped to this year. He's been in the 300s basically all summer long and hasn't gotten a hit yet this series, but he's been hot at a lot of different points this summer. Takes a strike to 1-1 the count. 1-run lead for the Raptors. And he's had a tough stretch earlier. He had a stretch where he went 0 for 13 back in June, but he came right back after that with a 12-game hit streak, including 2 doubles and 4 home runs. So even when he goes quiet for a bit, he's always waiting for a breakout. Fouls one away. It's 1-2 to Will Chambers. With a .292 batting average right now, 28 RBIs for the 21-year-old from Val Verde, California. Kelly Austin, after that foul ball, taking a little extra break here, trying to finish out Will Chambers to open up the bottom of the fourth inning. 2-1 is the score. Ridgefield on top. The pitch is down and away from Kelly Austin. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Talked about Jaron Hunter getting some serious run support with 17 runs scored for Ridgefield last time he started. And Kelly Austin's had a similar number, is A pop-up from Will Chambers in the infield will be playable perhaps for the catcher. Tough play for him, and now it will be caught by Burley inside the netting. It just barely stayed in play, and he reached back to make the grab just inches inside the screen on the third base side. And Burley near being bear hugged by Bozette. The third baseman is also ready to make the play, and Burley was kind of dancing around, looked like he might not have a play on it. Or hard to see it as he was getting under it, and makes the grab for out number one. Base is empty. The Raptors still ahead by a run. Brady Casper is next up. The ground out on the day. He had a triple yesterday, his first triple of the year, a home run on Tuesday. So the team as a whole this series, as Brady has been the hot man. A ground ball to short, and the throw from Schwartz, and Shepard lost the ball on the exchange, and it looks like he'll be safe. Actually, not in the exchange, just trying to pick that ball from Schwartz. And so Brady Casper will be safe on the error. They'll give a throwing error, I would assume, on Schwartz, and so Casper is aboard. A first pitch ground ball to short, and Shepard couldn't hold on to it on the pick. And so it'll be Isaac Lovings next up with a runner on first and one away. So Shepard had it in his glove for a moment, but it came out late and ruled no possession. Lovings at the plate, one down, one on. A one-run lead for the Raptors in the fourth inning. A ball down and in from Callie Austin. And it's a 1-0 count to Isaac Lovings, who made his debut 5 days ago, had 2 hits in that game, an RBI single and a 3-run home run. Overall, he's 2 for 11 in a Raptor uniform. This one he cranks to left field. It's going to carry all the way to the wall and over. Isaac Lovings, his second home run of the summer, his second home run in the last week. Lovings pounds one over the left center wall. The Raptors lead it 4-1.
Well done, Isaac.
102 miles an hour off the bat for Isaac Lovings, and 385 feet on the home run for Isaac Lovings. A 2-run home run, and the Raptors are ahead 4-1 in this ball game. Isaac Lovings just got a hold of one there. Doyle Kane pops one up into right field. Tough play for Jaden Shepard, the first baseman, running back, and he does make the catch running away from home and makes the grab for a pop out in foul territory. 2 down after the 2-run home run, right after Casper had a kind of a routine ground ball to short, and he got on. And a couple pitches later, Isaac Lovings made that hurt even more. Instead of a solo home run, that's a 2-run bomb. One of those runs unearned off of Kelly Austin, who's now given up 4 runs, 3 of them earned, 4 hits, and a couple extra base hits here. Cody Darcy is next up with a bunt single in his first at-bat. The Raptors ahead 4-1. Darcy watches strike 1 from Kelly Austin. 2 down, nobody on. Ridgefield scoring 2 runs last inning, 2 runs this inning on already what has been their most productive offensive performance this series. They had scored 4 runs all series long and have 4 runs in the first half of this game. A swing and a foul from Cody Darcy. He'll be headed to UT San Antonio soon. For the first time he'll ever go to the city of San Antonio. Just finishing out at Xavier University, graduating in 3 years essentially with his sports business degree. Wants to be an AD or something along those lines when baseball's done for him. Swings over the 0-2, and he strikes out to end the inning. A 2-run home run by Isaac Lovings, and that highlights the 4th inning. We are through 4 complete, and the Ridgefield Raptors have a 4-1 lead over the Cowlitz Black Bears. Don't go away.
Dick Hanna Dealerships is proud to welcome everyone back to support our Ridgefield Raptors. Just in time for warm summer nights with family and friends, lounging on the lawn, or eating dogs in the stands. Feels good to be back. In business for over 70 years, Dick Hanna Dealerships is a local, family-owned business with locations in Vancouver, Kelso, and Portland. Choose from thousands of cars and 12 new car brands. Experience nice in the car business. Dick Hanna Dealerships. Believe in nice. Now play ball.
Join the Ridgefield Raptors for warm sunshine, great food, and exciting top-level college baseball at the Rourke. Bring your family, friends, neighbors, and coworkers for a relaxing night outdoors this season. Your group can welcome us on the Les Schwab left field platform, the Leonard Holmes and Dick Hanna Grass Burbs, or the First Centennial and Wellhaven Pet Health picnic areas. There's nothing like a Ridgefield Raptors summer baseball game. Get your tickets now at ridgefieldraptors.com. Go Raptors!
We head to the top of the fifth inning from Ridgefield. It's the Raptors ahead 4-1 over the Cowlitz Black Bears after a 2-run home run by Isaac Lovings. And now Ridgefield hoping to maintain that advantage over the Cowlitz Black Bears. Jaron Hunter back to the mound. And it'll be Matthew Shores to the plate. He led off the third inning and grounded out to third. He's a .264 hitter on a 5-game streak with multiple hits each game. 4 of them 2-hit games and the other one a 3-hit game for Matthew Schwartz. And he opens up the top of the fifth inning with a called strike from Jaron Hunter. Jaron has only given up the 1 run, an unearned run in the third inning. And that's been it off of Jaron Hunter so far. Top of the fifth inning against the Cowlitz Black Bears. Looking into his battery mate, Isaac Lovings. The 0-1 pitch is swung on and fouled into Lovings' glove. And it's 0-2 from Jaron Hunter, who's already struck out 4 today through the first 4 innings. Not a huge strikeout guy, less than 1 per inning on average, but he just limits the walks and strands a lot of runners on base. Here's the 0-2 from Hunter off speed that's inside for ball 1. Mention his basketball career. Jaron Hunter, who played basketball at Barlow High School, took the school record 97 charges. I remember interviewing Tom Johnson, his high school basketball coach, when Jaron was playing at Barlow, as he throws outside ball 2. 2-2 the count, nobody out, just starting the fifth inning with the Raptors ahead 4-1. And I was asking Tom, I was broadcasting some Barlow high school games in the Les Schwab Invitational, which, by the way, is also another connection there. This is Jaron's first year at the Ridgefield Raptors, but I had already gotten to call some of his games at Barlow High School back when he was playing basketball, and I remember Jaron well. He was one of the most memorable players in that tournament. He throws inside ball 3 to Matthew Schwartz, because of the words Tom Johnson had for him as high school coach, because he just loved Jaron Hunter, one of his favorite players that year in any of his years. Here's the payoff from Hunter, a ground ball to short, 3-hopper scooped up by John Peck. He'll wing it to first, and the out is recorded. Matthew Shores grounds out to short, and 1 away in the fifth inning. Raptors ahead 4-1 with Jaron Hunter cruising right now. So his high school basketball coach had not just kind words. A lot of coaches will say that the normal things, high basketball IQ and good player, hard worker, good words, but, you know, not exactly unconventional by any means. But the words he had for Jaron Hunter were, every offensive possession, we always want the ball to go through him because he's so good at facilitating that if the ball doesn't touch his hands, something's wrong. And that doesn't mean he shoots. In fact, mostly he doesn't. But it's always got to go through him at some point. And that says a lot about a player. It means confidence in a player, a certain amount of acuity, of patience. A fly ball from Riku Nishida should be playable for Wade Meckler, and the center fielder comes in and records the out, 2 down in the fifth inning. And so Jaron Hunter was that sort of guy where the coaches wanted the ball in his hands. Even if he wasn't going to shoot it, he was going to probably lead the team in assists and that sort of thing. And so he was a good basketball player, good football player, and goes on to play D1 baseball at Oregon State, a guy who grew up in Oregon and gets to play for his home state team. 2 down and nobody on. It's Brock Bozette, the next batter, and he skims 1 foul for strike 1. 0-1 the count from Jaron Hunter. And the top of the fifth inning, the Raptors ahead 4-1. The Shadows starting to cover a decent portion of the infield. Sunset at 8:33 tonight. 0-1 pitch is outside for ball 1. Caden Connor looking into the sun. He's the right fielder. Just under an hour away from setting here in Ridgefield. Temperatures in the mid-70s today. Couldn't really ask for anything better on a mostly cloudless day. A late swing from Bozette at strike 2. 1-2 the count. It should be rainy tomorrow, but a perfect day to have rain because we've got 6 games this week. On 6 days, there's 1 road game in those 6 games. It's tomorrow. The one day that there's forecasted to be rain here in Ridgefield will be in Corvallis tomorrow. The 1-2 pitch is outside for ball 2. 2-2 the count from Jaron Hunter, trying to close out the 5th inning and keep the 4-1 lead over the Black Bears. There's no rain forecasted in Corvallis tomorrow, so the one day we're expected to see rain is tomorrow, when we won't have the one day we don't have a home game here in Ridgefield. 2-2 pitch is poked at towards second base. Weakly hit. Brooks Dyer will have time, lobs it to first, and the inning is over. Jaron Hunter goes 1-2-3. Ever since having runners on the corners with 1 out last inning, he got a double play in that frame and then goes 1-2-3 in this inning. We head to the bottom of the 5th at the midway point of this contest. It's the Raptors 4 and the Cowlitz Black Bears 1.
A lot has changed in Clark County since C-Tran began service in 1981. We've changed with it. 30 bus routes, 2 bus rapid transit projects, and millions of rides later, C-Tran has grown into an award-winning transit system serving Clark County, including the city limits of Ridgefield. Please join C-Tran in celebrating an amazing 40 years serving you, our community, with activities happening in 2021. Look for details at c-tran.com, and thank you for 40 great years.
Ridgefield Main Street thanks you for supporting the Raptors and downtown, the heart of Ridgefield. Spend the moolah you win at the game at downtown shops and restaurants. Upcoming events include Main Street Day, C-Tran Shuttle Downtown Tailgate, and the Friday Night Flicks Outdoor Film Series. We are a nonprofit organization dedicated to preserving the cultural heritage of downtown Ridgefield while advocating for its future. More information at ridgefieldmainstreet.com and find us on Facebook at Ridgefield Main Street. We'll see you downtown. And go Raptors!
Bottom of the 5th inning with the Ridgefield Raptors in control. Not a huge margin, but they'd like to edge towards that direction if they can. It'll be Brooks Dyer to the plate for the Raptors, who lead this game 4-1. And Kelly Austin back to the mound for the Cowlitz Black Bears. Throws a strike 1 at the knees to Brooks Dyer, who had a sac bunt in the 3rd inning. This is his first at-bat of the day. Should he put the ball in play, maybe get his first hit as a Raptor. Does swing late, however. It's 0-2 on Brooks Dyer. Kelly Austin has given up 4 runs, 3 of them earned today. Like I mentioned, Jaron Hunter's run support, where he got 17 runs from his offense last time he started. Kelly Austin has had some serious run support his last couple games as a Black Bear, as he gets a high pop-up into shallow center field, playable for Matthew Schwartz, and the shortstop drifts over across the bag and takes precedence over the second baseman Riku Nishida, who patiently and politely gives way to the shortstop, who has command in such circumstances, has priority, and grabs the pop-up for out number 1. So 1 away in the bottom of the 5th inning. Ridgefield ahead 4-1. Back to the top of the order, Caden Connor at the plate, who had that 2 RBI double in the 3rd inning. So Kelly Austin, in his last 2 starts for Cowlitz, which he has won both. In fact, he's 3-0 in his last 3 starts. Jaron Hunter 3-0 in his last 3 starts. But Kelly Austin has not only been 3 straight wins his last couple games, it's been largely because of the run support. He's gotten 17 runs and 13 runs in the last 2 starts. 30 runs from his offense in the last 2 times he started a game for the Cowlitz Black Bears. Today, he's gotten just 1 run of support, and his team trails 4-1 as Caden Connor watches ball 1 from Kelly Austin. Caden is 1 for 2 with that 2 RBI double, just looping it down the left field line his last at-bat. The 1-0 pitch is a strike, 1-1 the count. That's his 57th hit of the year, which ties the high mark from 2019, the inaugural year for the Raptors, when Michael Hicks had 57 hits. So there's now 3 players in team history who have gotten 57 hits in one season. That's Michael Hicks in 2019, and then Caden Connor and John Peck still active this year. As the 1-1 pitch is in for a called strike, 1-2 the count. So obviously both Caden Connor and John Peck can break that record, and knowing them, they probably will get at least 1 more hit on the season. The question is, which one of them will end up with more? Because that guy will have the single season record. The impressive thing is this season is 2 series shorter than 2019. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Austin, swung on and missed by Caden Connor. And he's down to a 1-for-3 day with the punch out here in the 5th inning. 2 down, nobody on. The Raptors ahead 4 runs to 1 with Wade Meckler coming up with a .278 batting average coming in on the summer. Made his debut a week ago in that walk-off win in a non-league game. His Oregon State teammate Brady Casper had the walk-off base hit, and Meckler has been in the starting lineup ever since, including that game. 2 outs and nobody on. Takes a strike, 0-1 the count to Meckler. Saw the Oregon State Twitter account tweeting out a flashback to earlier this spring, or back in the spring, when Meckler had a 3-run home run to break a tie against USC. One of his home runs for the Beavers this year. Takes a strike. It's 0-2 from Kelly Austin. And players like that when their teams, their college teams, give him a shout out. I asked him, did you see that? And he said, oh yeah. And it was kind of fun to see, just your highlights on there and get a little credit on your best moments of the spring as Meckler hits one foul. 0-2 the count to Wade. 2 doubles and 2 RBIs so far in his early young career as a Raptor. We'll just spend about just a little bit with the Raptors, then head back to Corvallis and back home for a little bit in Yorba Linda before fall ball starts for Mitch Canham and the crew in Corvallis. Here's the 0-2 from Austin. A check swing on the outside edge to Meckler's surprise. It's a strikeout looking of Wade Meckler, and the inning is over. We're through 5 complete here in the Rourke, and we head to the 6th inning. It's the Raptors 4 and the Cowlitz Black Bears 1.
This is WSU Vancouver, Southwest Washington's only 4-year research university. Whether in person or via distance delivery, WSU Vancouver offers high-quality education and an employer-respected degree. You'll get a small school feel and the kind of place where you know you matter. Here, you'll get personalized education that brings out the best in you and inspires you to achieve your highest goals. Now what are you waiting for? Apply today.
The Ridgefield Raptors are thrilled to reunite with fans and enjoy summer baseball again. Join us for America's favorite pastime. The Raptors are following state guidelines for spectator events and ask for your patience as we prepare for exciting West Coast League play. Please be courteous to our staff, fans, and players as we celebrate the return of your Ridgefield Raptors this summer. Let's make it a great season at the Rourke. Get your tickets now at ridgefieldraptors.com. Go Raptors!
Through 5 innings from the Ridgefield Outdoor Recreation Complex for the visiting Cowlitz Black Bears. 1 run on 5 hits and 1 error. For the Ridgefield Raptors, 4 runs on 4 hits and 2 errors. So the Raptors have actually been out-hit and committed more errors than the Black Bears, but they're leading by 3 runs. Jaron Hunter's back to the mound for the Raptors to open up the 6th inning. Jacob Stinson is the batter, who sees ball 1 from Jaron Hunter's, giving up just 1 unearned run today. For Ridgefield, he has gone at least 5 innings in every start so far. That trend continues today. He's completed 5 with no earned runs yet. The 1-0 pitch to Stinson is roped into right field. Caden Connor standing in perfect position, barely has to move, makes the grab. Out number 1. He was playing in shallow right field, and whatever scouting report that Nick Allen and Chris Cota had, it was to a T of Jacob Stinson, who lines out to right field. And Caden Connor now backs up a couple steps for Brock Mortensen, who does have 5 home runs on the year, plays for UC Santa Barbara. Bases are empty for Mortensen with 1 out, swings and hits one to right center field. This might split the outfielders at will. It lands in front of the fence and gets all the way to the wall on 1 bounce. Mortensen cruising into second, and he'll stop there for a 1-out stand-up double. Mortensen gets his first hit of the day on a rope to right center field. Get down for a double. And a good hit for Brock Mortensen with 1 out and now a runner on second for the Cowlitz Black Bears. The one good thing is Cowlitz has put the ball in play to that right center gap on 3 occasions today. And all 3 of those times, the guy who hit that ball did not end up scoring. Well, that includes this time. We don't know if Mortenson's going to score, but the first 2, including a triple in the 3rd inning by Jacob Stinson. He got stranded at 3rd. Now it's Dawson Martin, the batter, and he takes strike 1 on the outside half from Jaron Hunter. 1 out, the 6th hit of the day for the Cowlitz Black Bears, compared to 4 for Ridgefield. But the Raptors are ahead in this ball game, 4 runs to 1. See some fans putting on sweatshirts here at the ballpark. Wouldn't have had that some games earlier. I like the just a little cooler here. A swing and a foul tip that gets under the knees of Isaac Lovings and to the backstop. Foul ball and a dead ball. 0-2 the count with 1 away. Runner on second. A 3-run lead for the Raptors in the top of the 6th inning. Dawson Martin, who had a double and was stranded back in the 2nd inning. To lead off that frame, he's from Sparks, Nevada, and plays in Reno for University of Nevada. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Jaron Hunter, and a off speed that tails just off the plate for ball 1. 1-2 the count with 1 away. Outfield playing off the lines here. Caden Connor giving up a huge amount of room down the right field side, but shortening up the gap in right center. To Dawson Martin, the DH today, getting his first start of the series, and had a double on his first at bat, but then struck out to lead off the 4th inning. Next pitch is a check swing, fouled by, or hit behind the mound, fielded by John Peck. The shortstop on to first and makes the out. It advances the runner to 3rd on a little half swing that Martin tried to hold up on and accidentally made contact and grounded it behind the pitcher. And John Peck ran in. The shortstop sidearms it over to first for the out. And that is the 2nd out of the inning. Runner on 3rd, 2 down, and Sean Mulcair, the batter. Wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if the runner from 3rd scores, but they'd need a base hit to do it. No sac fly or RBI ground out opportunity for Sean Mulcair, who's 0 for 1, a walk and a strikeout today. With 2 down, Mulcair is taking and sees strike 1 on the outside edge from Jaron Hunter. So Hunter, maybe this would be his last inning. His pitch count is up to 80 right now. So this probably really the last batter he faces. 0-1 pitch is down for ball 1. 1-1 the count. Pitch cap at 90 for Jaron Hunter. So he's got to get this guy out and not take too long doing it. He's up to 81 pitches now on the day. So trying to finish out on a high note here. 1-1 from Jaron Hunter. It is down for ball 2. And 2-1 is the count to Sean Mulcair. If he gives up a base hit here, then you have to start thinking about pitching change in the middle of the inning. And there is a Ridgefield player warming up out in the bullpen. I believe it is Nick Nygaard. Here's the 2-1 pitch. It is on the outside edge. Paints the black. And it's 2-2 to Sean Mulcair, the left fielder out of University of Portland. In the bullpen is Nick Nygaard, who's also out of University of Portland. But Hunter would like to get him out and have Nygaard come in next inning. Wouldn't face Mulcair for a while. Here's the 2-2 swung on and blooped foul over the bleachers along the left field side and keeps the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ridgefield ahead 4 runs to 1. Top of the 6th inning. 2 down and a runner on 3rd for the Black Bears. That's Mortensen, who doubled. But will the Black Bears strand another runner on? They stranded a runner in scoring position 4 out of the 5 innings. 2-2 pitch, fooled them with the off speed, swung on and missed. And Jaron Hunter strands another runner in scoring position. 5 out of the 6 innings he pitches, he strands a runner at 2nd or 3rd. This time it was at 3rd. And I believe that will end his day, and it's been a good one. 6 innings, no earned runs. And 5 strikeouts on the ball game for Jaron Hunter. We head to the bottom of the 6th. It's the Raptors 4 and the Cowlitz Black Bears 1.
At Clark Public Utilities, we know you depend on electricity every day. And even though our offices remain closed, we're available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, by phone, online, and email. The past year has brought changes to many in our community. Lost jobs or reduced working hours, disrupted childcare, and the challenge of teaching the kids. If you've been financially impacted by the pandemic and can't pay your utility bill, call us or send an email right away. Eligibility for payment assistance has been expanded, so more households may qualify. Through it all, we're always here to provide you with safe and reliable service, and we're ready to help. Clark Public Utilities, ranked highest in customer satisfaction among residential midsize utilities in the West by J.D. Power, 13 years in a row. For J.D. Power 2020 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Clark Public Utilities, we're always here.
It'll be John Peck to lead off, followed by Will Chambers and Brady Casper to the plate to open up the bottom of the 6th inning. Ridgefield with a 4-1 lead. Jaron Hunter may have completed his day after 6 innings. Kelly Austin is not done yet. He averages 7 innings per start, and he's gone 8 innings on a couple of occasions. So we have likely not seen the last of Kelly Austin even after this inning if he gets through it quickly. But it'll start the 6th inning facing the heart of the order. John Peck, who has a .326 batting average, is second in the league in hits here in the WCL. First pitch of the 6th inning is fouled away by John Peck. The Raptors ahead 4-1. John has been a critical part of this team that has gone 23-18 so far. Basically the everyday shortstop now for Ridgefield. Second in the league in hits, although the guy ahead of him came in 14 more hits. That's Travis Bazana, 14 more than anybody else. He plays for the Knights. Here's a base hit to center field. It drops in, and that does break the record. John Peck is now the single-season record holder in Ridgefield history in base hits, 58 of them on the year. Congratulations to John Peck, his 58th base hit. Now, it doesn't mean he'll end the season with the single-season record. Caden Connor is one behind him, and so he could break it himself. And Will Chambers is up next. A leadoff base hit for John Peck. One on and nobody out with Will Chambers at the plate next. Ridgefield already leading 4-1. Chambers watches ball one below the knees from Kelly Austin, who's gotten Will Chambers out both times today that Chambers has come to the plate. The 21-year-old transferring from College of the Canyons to Dixie State in Utah in the Western Athletic Conference. 1-0 the count to Will Chambers, wiggling the black-colored bat over his shoulder. The switch hitter takes again. Ball 2 from Kelly Austin. 2-0 is the count with a 4-1 lead for the Raptors. Runner on first, nobody down in the latter half of the 6th inning here at the Rourke. A 6:30 start tomorrow from Corvallis as the Corvallis Knights host the Ridgefield Raptors, then back at home the next day and Sunday. The 2-0 pitch to Chambers, again taken, and again same result. 3 pitches attacking the lower part of the zone, and he's missed each time. 3-0 the count to Will Chambers. With a runner on first, on deck is Brady Casper. Here's the 3-0 from Kelly Austin from the stretch. He's taking all the way. This time he does get the call, and it's a 3-1 count to Will. Doesn't have a single in his last 11 games. He's just gotten a lot of extra base hits. His last 5 hits are all extra base knocks. 3 doubles and a couple home runs for the league leader in long balls. The 3-1 pitch to Will Chambers is low in the dirt for ball 4. And the first 2 batters of this inning reach base. A single and a walk. John Peck followed by Will Chambers, and Brady Casper is up next. A 4-1 lead for the Raptors, bottom of the 6th. And Brady Casper, who's had his best series of the year so far, in his best little string here. Struggled a bit early, that's why his batting average is in the 100s right now, but he is on a 4-game hit streak. He's also scored in 4 of his last 5 games, and really would have been 5 of the last 5 in a row. He had a triple to lead off an inning yesterday and didn't score. No outs on third, and he didn't come home as Ridgefield was really stymied offensively. He's showing bunt and a throw down to second as the ball's outside, and getting back safely is John Peck. Showing bunt and a pitch off the plate from Austin, and Burley threw down to second to try to get John Peck, but easily back in time, and it's ball 1 to Brady Casper. Also had a home run on Tuesday. Ridgefield only had 2 extra base hits in the first 2 games. Both of them were by Brady Casper, the home run and the triple. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and Casper this time does make an attempt and misses it for strike 1. That means that when Caden Connor had that 2 RBI double in the 3rd inning, that was the first double of the series as a team for Ridgefield, a team that leads the league in doubles. But it wasn't until the 3rd inning of Game 3 with a double, and then you got Isaac Loving's home run, and so extra base hits have been a little easier to come by today. Runners in first and second, no outs. Casper pulls away the barrel before the pitch and then takes inside for ball 2. And so after trying to bunt the first couple of pitches, that time was not given the sign to bunt, but doesn't swing either. It's ball 2, 2-1. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th inning with 2 runners aboard. Infield double play depth. Here's the 2-1 to Casper. Swings and lifts one not deep into left field. Mulcair running in, and the left fielder is able to make the grab for out number 1. Had to run a long way. Made the catch only about 5-10 yards behind the infield turf. And it is the first out of the frame on a pop out to left field. And Isaac Lovings is up next. After Brady Casper had the team's only 2 extra base hits in the first 2 games, Isaac Lovings has helped change that. His 2-run home run in the 4th inning gave Ridgefield the lead that still stands at 4-1. Lovings is 1 for 2 on the day, had the 102-mile-an-hour exit velocity on the hit to left center field that got over the wall out towards Hillhurst Road. And now he's at the plate with runners in first and second. 1 down, and the pitch on the inside corner from Kelly Austin for strike 1. Loving's home run traveled 385 feet off the bat. He's hit 2 home runs, 1 to right center, 1 to left center. As a Raptor, just made his debut 5 days ago, I mean. He usually tries to pull the ball like he did earlier today, but he'll hit some oppo ones like he did in his debut. The 0-1 to Lovings. It's on the inside, swung on and missed. A bit low, chased after it. And Lovings is in an 0-2 hole. First 2 guys of this inning got aboard via a single and then a walk. And then a fly out, so 1 away. Runners on first and second. On deck for Ridgefield is Doyle Kane. With Isaac Lovings at the plate, the Raptors ahead by 3. Bottom of the 6th inning continuing with a runner on first and second. Austin to the plate, and it's down in the dirt for ball 1. Blocked by Burley, and the runners hold at first and second. Ridgefield still leads the league in doubles, even though they didn't have any until today. 20 more on the year than the median number for any team. Ridgefield also leading the league in home runs and still scored 25 more runs than any other team in the WCL. Here's the 1-2 from Kelly Austin. It is outside for ball 2. And Lovings has worked back from an 0-2 count to even the count. Played for the Reno Rams earlier this summer. He had 47 at-bats, not a ton, but hit well. Hit .404 on the summer with 3 home runs. He's already up to 2 here for the Raptors, having only played the last 5 days for Ridgefield and gotten 12 at-bats so far. Here's the 2-2 to Isaac Loving, swung on and late on it, strike 3, and that's the second out of the inning. That is the 10th punch-out on the day for Kelly Austin, who's been hard to hit at times, but has given up 5 hits that Ridgefield has made the most of, scoring 4 runs along the way. Cowlitz still has more hits than Ridgefield today, but 3 fewer runs. Doyle Kane has a single and did not score back in the 3rd inning. He did score on Caden Connor's RBI. Doyle sees strike 1 from Kelly Austin. 0-1 the count. He and Cody Darcy both came around to score on that 2 RBI single. Cody Darcy is on deck now as Kelly Austin goes out to chat with Riku Nishida, his second baseman. And time is called, and I believe Mike Carr is ruling this a mound visit here as Nishida comes over to chat with Kelly Austin. Runners on first and second with 2 down. Doyle Kane at the plate. With a single in the 3rd inning, he's 1 for 2. Trying for his first RBI as a Raptor. And now he asked for time with runners in first and second and waiting for the ready for play signal. Now he steps back in the box. Raptors ahead 4-1. Bottom of the 6th inning. 2 down. A 1-0 count to Doyle Kane out of College of the Canyons. Next pitch is hit off the hands and foul over the first base side, and evens the count at no balls and 2 strikes to Doyle Kane. Right-hand hitter playing first base today had that critical snag at first where there are runners in first and third on a double play where with the forced out it allowed no runs in and managed to keep his cleat on the bag to end the inning and prevent a run scored. Here's the 0-2 to Doyle Kane. It is below the knees for ball 1. Kelly Austin was walking off the mound, ready for the ring up from Mike Carr and saying that ends the inning, but Kelly Austin does not get the call. Ball 1 to Doyle Kane. With runners in first and second, 2 down. Raptors ahead by 3 in this contest. Here comes the pitch, and it's high for ball 3 to Doyle Kane. And runners on first and second here. And 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs and 2 on for Doyle Kane, who's from Santa Clarita, California. Just right across the street from College of the Canyons, where he spent the last 2 years at the junior college there in Santa Clarita. 2-2 pitch. He reaches for it and pokes it foul right to his college head coach, Chris Cota, the head coach for the Raptors, who was the connection here, as Kane had wanted to play here for the Raptors all summer long. And once he finished out in Kansas in that summer league, was able to finish up that and head over here with a detour in Southern California, back home, and then comes up here to Ridgefield for the final portion of the season. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs, runners in first and second from Kelly Austin. Out of the stretch, and the pitch is reached at and missed for strike 3. And Kelly Austin has now struck out 11 in the ballgame. But still, the Raptors are ahead 4-1. We head to the 7th inning. It'll be a new pitcher coming in for the Ridgefield Raptors. Nick Nygaard will come in to pitch the 7th. That'll come up after this with the Raptors ahead 4-1.
Warmer weather is here, and what better way to enjoy a summer day than with a trip to the ballpark to watch exciting Ridgefield Raptors baseball. Don't miss the action on the diamond as the Ridgefield Raptors battle other Western League rivals for the championship. This safe outdoor event is a perfect outing for you and your friends. Peace Health is a proud sponsor of the Ridgefield Raptors, with a team of medical experts on deck to provide your family the care you need. Treat your family to an exciting night at the ballpark and make it part of your healthy, active summer. Peace Health and Ridgefield Raptors baseball, a great double play.
The Ridgefield Raptors are thrilled to reunite with fans and enjoy summer baseball again. Join us for America's favorite pastime. The Raptors are following state guidelines for spectator events and ask for your patience as we prepare for exciting West Coast League play. Please be courteous to our staff, fans, and players as we celebrate the return of your Ridgefield Raptors this summer. Let's make it a great season at the Rourke. Get your tickets now at ridgefieldraptors.com. Go Raptors!
Through 6 innings from the Ridgefield Outdoor Recreation Complex, the score has stayed the same the last couple of innings. It's the Cowlitz Black Bears 1 run on 6 hits, 1 error, and the Ridgefield Raptors 4 runs on 5 hits and 2 errors. Coming in for the Raptors is Nick Nygaard, a left-hander out of Columbia River High School from Vancouver. The 21-year-old who pitches for the Portland Pilots is coming in here for the Ridgefield Raptors, his 11th appearance on the season. 10th one out of the bullpen. And the Vancouver native has a solid ERA, second on the team with a 1.45 earned run average. He averages just over a strikeout per inning, 28 strikeouts to 8 walks, and 21 hits, allowing an average of just 283 slugging percentage and 228 batting average. Nick Nygaard comes in to face the bottom of the order for the Cowlitz Black Bears after a tremendous start for Jaron Hunter, mixing in the fastball and the changeup threw a fair amount and fooled Cowlitz. Gave up a few base hits, gave up 6 hits in the ballgame, including 3 extra base hits. But none of those guys who had an extra base hit scored, and he only allowed 1 unearned run. And so it's a 4-1 lead for the Ridgefield Raptors as we begin the 7th inning. Jaden Shepard's the batter. He'll be followed by Jacob Burley and Matthew Shores. Shepard's the only one of the 7, 8, 9 hitters with a base hit. Had a single in the 4th inning. And the first pitch to Shepard is fouled back, strike 1. Had that single grounding it to the right side, and the second baseman running to cover second on a steal attempt, and he grounded it right through where Brooks Dyer was vacating for the base hit. Shepard, who is batting 147 on the summer, has overlapped at Ohlone College with 3 different Ridgefield Raptors players. The 0-1 is outside for ball 1 from Nygaard. 1-1 the count, leading off the 7th inning. Ridgefield ahead 4 runs to 1. Shepard has been teammates at Ohlone with Bradley Priap and Bradley Norton and Cooper Vasquez. All 3 of them Raptors this summer. Shepard hammers one to center field. Wade Meckler will be on his horse, back to the right center warning track, and he makes the grab in front of the wall. Wade Meckler read that ball to a T and got under it just in time for the fly out to right center field. Jaden Shepard is put down. Jacob Burley is next with a pair of ground outs so far. Both of them to end an inning. One of them with runners on the corners with one out and grounded into a double play to keep Cowlitz scoreless in that inning and keep the score at 4-1, which is where it stands right now. Ridgefield ahead by 3 runs here. Nobody on and one out for the Black Bears in this series finale. One out, and Burley pops up the first pitch to right field in foul territory. Doyle Kane running over, and he runs out of turf on the right field side. Strike one on the play. Ridgefield has yet to lose the first 2 games of a series and then win the third. That has not happened all year long. They've gone 0-2 on 3 separate occasions, and all 3 of those times they lost the third game. So Ridgefield hoping to change that here and win the final game to salvage a series, and it would be a big win if Ridgefield can do that. They have already conceded the Columbia River Cup. Cowlitz did win that yesterday. They're ahead 4-2 on the season series, including the non-league affair to open up the year back on June 2nd. So if Ridgefield wins this one, they would go 3-3 in league games against Cowlitz. The next pitch is a ball to Jacob Burley, and 1-1 count with 1 away from Nygaard. Goes to the fastball for strike 2. 1-2 the count from Nygaard at 86 miles an hour. Has a changeup that'll drop 5 to 7 miles an hour slower. Has some good movement on it, and then a slider that'll poke in there from time to time. Nygaard out of University of Portland, originally from Columbia River High School. The 1-2 pitch from Nygaard is hit into right field. It might land in front of Caden Connor, and he does have to play it on the bounce. And a 1-out base hit for Jacob Burley. And 1 on, 1 out for Matthew Schwartz. Top of the 7th inning here as Nick Nygaard allows his first base runner. Schwartz, who had a home run back in the series opener 2 days ago, is 4 for 9 on the series coming in, but he's had 2 groundouts today on a 5-game streak with multiple hits each game. But today doesn't have a single one. He sees the infield and double play depth. First pitch from Nygaard is down the middle for strike 1. 1 out, and 0-1 count. The Raptors ahead in this game, 4-1 in the top of the 7th inning. Nick Nygaard out of the stretch. The lefty is able to face the runner from first. Looks over at him. And now comes to the plate with the 0-1 and also in the zone for strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes, 1 out in the top of the 7th inning with Matthew Schwartz at the plate out of Lower Columbia College. The 20-year-old, a right-hand hitter with a runner on first and 1 down. Nick Nygaard looking over at first, readying for the 0-2. Now with that pitch, a slider that's fouled away to keep the count at no balls and 2 strikes. With 1 out, the entire playing field now covered in shadows, so not a lot of worry about the sun in the eyes of Caden Connor. Sunset still about 20 minutes away, but the clouds just above the horizon have blocked off the sunlight, so a cooler day under the lights here in Ridgefield. The 0-2 is swung on and fouled back, and still an 0-2 count to Matthew Schwartz. As we've reached low 70s here, 72 degrees. It'll be raining in a few hours. Not by the time this game's over, but around 2, 3 a.m. it'll start raining, and a large portion of tomorrow, at least according to the current weather report. 0-2 pitch is down and away, blocked by Lovings. And the runner holds at first. 1 out, top of the 7th inning. Ridgefield ahead 4-1 in this contest, trying to snap a 2-game losing streak. First time all year that Ridgefield had lost 2 straight home games. That happened yesterday and the day before. The 1-2 pitch from Nygaard is hit hard and pretty high to right field. Caden Connor drifting back. He'll have a play on it in front of the warning track and makes the grab in deep right field for out number 2. The ball carries pretty well to right field, and the wind is blowing towards right, albeit not terribly hard. So anytime you get a fly ball to right field, you kind of catch your breath for a moment in excited fashion when it's the Ridgefield Raptors at the plate, and in nervous apprehension when Caden Connor needs to track one down and sometimes runs out of room there in right field, but he had enough real estate there. 2 down, runner on first. And Riku Nishida is the batter. 0 for 3 on the day with a trio of flyouts. Takes a ball to open up the at-bat. 1-0 the count for Riku Nishida. Has gone 1-3 in both 1 for 3, I should say, 1 for 3 in both games of the series so far, but he's 0 for 3 today. The 1-0 pitch is down in the turf for ball 2. 2-0 the count from Nick Nygaard with 2 down. And a runner on first. Cowlitz trying to make a comeback here after winning the first 2 games, with the Raptors ahead 4-1. Nygaard, the first one out of the bullpen, and trying to conserve that 3-run lead that Jaron Hunter exited with. 2-0 the count to Riku Nishida. And the left-hander out of Japan watches ball 3 from Nygaard. Has alternated outs so far. A fly out, then a single, then a fly out, and now Nishida is ahead 3 balls and no strikes. For Riku Nishida, who's got a hit 11 out of his last 12 games for the Mount Hood Community College Saint. But no hits yet today. He has a hitter's count here, 3-0. The pitch from Nygaard is over the plate for strike 1. Nishida has hits in 11 of his last 12 games. Interestingly enough, the last time before that streak was against Ridgefield, when he went hitless in 3 games against the Raptors. And then it was right after that Ridgefield series where he went on this streak, where he's got hits in 11 of his last 12 games. Here's the 3-1. It is inside or somewhere. Maybe high. I don't know. Ball 4 is called. And runners are on first and second now. The tying run will come to the plate. Brock Bozette is the next batter who leads the team in RBIs. He's got runners in first and second with 2 down, a 3-run deficit for the Black Bears. He's got 2 home runs on the year, 5 doubles. Out of Spokane, Washington, does have a bunt single today. He's 1 for 3, and a run score. Left-handed hitter against Nick Nygaard, left-handed pitcher with 2 down. The first offering swung on and missed, and actually it's a pinch hitter here. This is Matty Fung. They bring out a pinch hitter and go lefty on lefty, surprisingly enough. Out of Santa Barbara Community College from Foster City, California, Matty Fung comes in. He had the walk-off against Ridgefield up in Longview earlier this year. He swings ahead of the 0-1, and the off-speed fooled Matty Fung. Originally was at Boise State and finds a new home after the Broncos cut their program. He's on to Santa Barbara Community College, where he'll be coached in part by Daniel Barato, who's coach with the Ridgefield Raptors. No balls and 2 strikes to Matty Fung. 2 outs and 2 on. And Nygaard steps over the rubber and looks back at second towards the runner Burley. He singled with 1 out, and Nishida walked with 2 outs. And Cowlitz could do some damage here. Tying run at the plate, top of the 7th. The 0-2 swung on, and a chopper towards second base. And the pitcher will have to cover. Dyer underhands to Nygaard. Stepped on the no, he called him, and a run scores. They say he's off the bag. Apparently, Nygaard did not get his cleat on the bag, and they say safe, and the runner from second scored. If this call stands, it's the Cowlitz Black Bears cutting into the lead, 4-2 now. Nygaard covered as Doyle Kane, the first baseman, wasn't covering first. Nygaard went over, and Chris Cota asked him to check, and the umpires will talk. Whether or not Tony Prater will have his mind changed by Mike Carr, we'll see. It looked like Nygaard was on the bag. I don't know what Tony Prater saw. If Mike Carr sees something different, he could help change the call, and they do not change the call. So it'll be safe at first. A run scores on Matty Fung's ground ball to second base, a chopper that Brooks Dyer fielded. Underhanded Nygaard, and the throw beat him there. It was in time, and Prater made the motion off the bag, like he wasn't on first base when he had the ball. And so now it's a 2-run lead. Jacob Stinson is next up with runners in first and second and 2 outs. 4-2 is the score now. Ridgefield still ahead. A ball low from Nygaard to Jacob Stinson, who has a single and a triple today. He's 2 for 3. His one other at-bat, he lined out to right field, so he's hit the ball well on 3 occasions. Tying run at first base now for the Black Bears. 1-0 is the count. Nygaard hits this one in the dirt for ball 2. 2-0 the count, 2 down. After Nygaard covered first and looked like he had him out to end the inning and put another scoreless inning on the board. But it goes down as a safe call. And they do give Matty Fung a single, by the way. And that scores a run. 2-0 pitch is outside ball 3, 3-0. And there are some balloons running through. I don't know where they came from, but some balloons run over the field, and the umpire's looking up at them, and they're not really going to delay the game, although a high fly ball maybe could have caught one of those, but it's out of the way. 3-0 the count, runners in first and second. Nishida taking a big lead from second base, and it's down, and the bases are loaded. Ball 4 to Stinson. And after Nygaard didn't get the out at first to end the inning and then throws 4 straight balls to load the bases, and the tying run is now in scoring position. Brock Mortensen is the next batter with 5 home runs on the year. And this might do it for Nick Nygaard, or at least a mound visit here. I don't think they're going to pull him, but a conversation with Daniel Barato after a potential inning-ending ground ball at first base when the call was safe. They gave Fung a single. And that scored a run when Jacob Burley came around to score. Now Nishida is on to third, Fung at second, and Stinson at first. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Brock Mortensen the batter. The Raptors ahead 4-2, but Cowlitz with all the momentum right now. The tying run in scoring position, and Nygaard has thrown 4 straight balls since that chaos at first base. Can he locate here and locate well enough to get Brock Mortensen out? As a .231 average, leads the team in home runs with 5 on the summer. Plays for UC Santa Barbara. Has a home run earlier this series. Bases juice for the Black Bears. First pitch to Mortensen is hit foul on the first base side. 0-1 the count to the left-hand hitting Brock Mortensen. First inning of work for Nick Nygaard, and it looked like it was going to be smooth. Got a inning opening fly out, then a single, but then a fly out to have 2 outs and 1 on. But it's been chaotic since then. 0-1 pitch from Nygaard, swung on and missed, and it's an 0-2 count from Nick Nygaard. Bases are loaded for the Cowlitz Black Bears. Could be a huge momentum shift right back the other way, and Ridgefield would be still in control with a 2-run lead, or a base hit could tie the game. Or worse could happen. Bases loaded. Here's the 0-2 from Nygaard. It's outside, blocked by Lovings, and Nishida ready to pounce if he can run down the line, but Lovings had the ball blocked right in front of him. Ball 1. 1-2 the count from Nick Nygaard. Brock Mortensen, the batter, had a strike count, a fly out, and a double today. A double to right center. He's got the bases loaded now with 2 down. Nick Nygaard out of the stretch. The 1-2 pitch is swung on and missed, and the inning is over. The bases are stranded loaded for Nick Nygaard. Gets out of it with 1 run scored. And Cowlitz has now stranded 8 runners today. 6 of them have been in scoring position. We head to the bottom of the 7th inning. It is time for a much-needed stretch here from Ridgefield. It's the Raptors 4 and the Black Bears 2.
Baseball is back, and Peace Health is excited to once again sponsor the Ridgefield Raptors as they vie for the West Coast League title. Raptors games make a great family outing. Bring the whole crew to the ballpark to enjoy a safe, fun outdoor event featuring the thrills of Raptors baseball. As the largest health provider in Clark County, Peace Health is ready to step up to the plate and keep your family in the game, whether it's a routine appointment or specialty emergency care. Peace Health and the Ridgefield Raptors, 2 great teams.
The Ridgefield Raptors are back, where the entire family can watch top-level college baseball players live at the Rourke. Now, kids 12 and under get in free with a paid adult for all Sunday afternoon Raptors games. Enjoy local Southwest Washington baseball with the whole family this summer. Sunday games are at 105 and are presented by Peace Health and the Columbian. Come cheer on your Ridgefield Raptors all season long. Get your tickets now at ridgefieldraptors.com. Go Raptors!
Well, it's been an exciting game here in Ridgefield. As we head to the bottom of the 7th inning, the Raptors 4 and the Cowlitz Black Bears 2. As Cowlitz has threatened time and time again today, but come up empty. They've stranded a runner in scoring position on 6 occasions through the first 6 innings and stranded 8 runners overall here in this ball game. And Ridgefield will need some insurance runs here, or they'll at least like them. It's a 2-run lead, bottom of the 7th inning. And a new pitcher for the Cowlitz Black Bears, Sawyer Parkin, comes in for his debut. Just joined the team recently. He'll come after Kelly Austin, who had a nice start. 6 innings, And just 5 hits allowed, although he does give up 4 runs, 3 of them earned, 1 walk, and 11 strikeouts on the day for Kelly Austin. But when he wasn't striking out guys, Ridgefield had enough hits and made use of those hits to score 4 runs. They're ahead 4-2. Cody Darcy's at the plate to face Sawyer Parkin. And his first pitch is lifted high and away foul off the bat of Cody Darcy. Earlier today, Seattle Mariners losing to the New York Yankees 5-3. Nice day for Jared Kelenic, who went 2 for 3 with a home run. Although the Mariners do drop that game 5-3. Darcy's plunked on the shoulder on the second pitch, and Parkin does not have a good debut. It's a hit on the shoulder of Cody Darcy, and the leadoff man is aboard. He's kind of grimacing a little bit, but I think he's okay. And that puts Cody Darcy aboard to open up the 7th inning. Ridgefield ahead 4-2, and getting some insurance hopefully here for the Raptors. Brooks Dyer is up next with 1 on and nobody out in the bottom of the 7th. I bring up Jared Kelenic for a reason relating to Cody Darcy, who's the runner at first now, with Brooks Dyer the batter. Darcy and Kelenic have a bit of a history. I don't think they've ever met each other, but there is a connection between the two. As the first pitch is outside to Dyer, who will be trying to bunt here if he can to move Darcy into scoring position. Dyer, who does have a sac bunt on the day with a pop out as well, so he's 0 for 1. Cody Darcy was drafted out of high school. He went to Kent Ridge High School. He's from Enumclaw. The 1-0 is, again, a ball from Parkin. 2-0 is the count as Dyer was again showing bunt. 2-0 the count now with Darcy the runner at first. So Darcy was drafted by the Mets later rounds. Maybe he would have been drafted earlier, but didn't know if he'd signed, so the teams didn't draft him super early and drafted him in the 38th round there. The New York Mets selected Cody Darcy back in 2018 when he had graduated from Kent Ridge High. 2-0 pitch is bunted on the first base side. Darcy breaking for second, only one play, underhanded to first. And the pitcher covering Parkin underhands to Jaden Shepard. And the out is recorded. Successful sac bunt for Brooks Dyer, his second of the day, and Cody Darcy into scoring position. And Caden Connor is up next. Ridgefield ahead 4-2. Connor, who had a 2 RBI double back in the 3rd inning, now has a runner in scoring position again here with 1 out in the bottom of the 7th. So Cody Darcy was drafted in the 38th round, as we'll see a mound visit now, and Brian Burris will come out and actually make a mound pitching change here. So Parkin gives up a hit by pitch and then a sac bunt, and that's all she wrote for Sawyer Parkin, the incoming freshman at University of Washington out of Columbia River High School. He's from Vancouver, and he was on a short leash here and runs to the edge of that leash, and it'll be Caden Connor facing a new pitcher with Cody Darcy, the runner, at second. Just to finish that thought for Cody, so he got drafted in the 38th round, and he wanted to sign. As we now know, he didn't, because he's playing in a collegiate summer league here. He spent 3 years at Xavier, is getting his college degree, transferring to UT San Antonio, so he's had the college baseball experience, but coming out of high school, he wanted to become a pro athlete, wanted to sign. But ultimately he didn't, because the New York Mets had used up the bulk of their pool money for the signing bonuses for all their other players, in large part because their first-round pick that year was Jared Kelenic, the 6th overall pick, who was ultimately traded to the Mariners. Because Jared Kelenic signed for a total of $4.5 million, that took up a big chunk of the Mets' pool of money, and so they didn't have all that much left for Cody Darcy. So had Kelenic not signed, which first-round draft picks sometimes don't, case in point, Kumar Rocker this year, but had he not signed, then Darcy almost assuredly would have become a pro athlete, would have signed, since the Mets would have had more money to work with. And so it's because of Jared Kelenic, not that it's Kelenic's fault, I'm just pointing out the connection, but if not for Jared Kelenic and some connections there with the New York Mets, Cody Darcy would not be here in Ridgefield, would not have spent 3 years at Xavier, and life would have looked a lot different for Cody Darcy, as now he's a Mariners fan and rooting for Jared Kelenic, who had a home run today for Seattle. Darcy's the runner at second here, as the Cowlitz Black Bears have brought in a new pitcher here, coming in as a left-hander, and it's Liam Hadakanaka coming in at a University of Portland by way of Bainbridge Island. Did pitch against the Raptors on August 3rd, 2 days ago. Just faced 3 batters, got one of them out, walked one. And now he'll face Caden Connor. The Raptors ahead 4-2, bottom of the 7th inning. Cody Darcy, the runner at second. And Caden Connors, the batter from Cal State Fullerton. Had an RBI double, his first hit of the series back in the third inning for 2 RBIs. Cody Darcy did score on that double from second base. He's again at second with Caden Connor at the plate with 1 out. Hana Kanaka throws a strike. 0-1 the count from Liam, who has an ERA of still 0 on the year. Short sample size, 6 appearances, each one of them going an inning and a third or less. He's only gone 4 1/3 innings in total, 6 strikeouts and no runs allowed, earned or unearned. Runner at second, 0-1 the count to Caden Connor. Inside for ball 1 from Liam Hanakanaka, the 6'5", 235-pounder. A left-hander for the Cowlitz Black Bears, as Ridgefield tries to win 1 out of the 3 games in this series. Lost the first 2. They'll try to even up the season series against Cowlitz in league games, although they have lost the Columbia River Cup with that non-league game included. Caden grounds one towards second, a chopper that'll advance the runner to third. A throw on to second, Nishida spikes it, but it's picked by Jaden Shepard. The first baseman makes a nice play at first to record the second out of the inning. And Darcy's on to third base with 2 down, and Wade Meckler the batter. So Caden Connor grounds out, 4-3 the ruling, and Darcy's now 90 feet away from scoring an insurance run. Bottom of the 7th inning, the Raptors ahead 4 runs to 2. Wade Meckler at the plate. John Peck is on deck. Meckler's 0 for 3 today. As a runner on third with 2 down. Hanakanaka to the plate, a big swing and a miss from Wade Meckler. And it's an 0-1 count now to the Yorba Linda product out of Esperanza High School. Yesterday had 2 walks but no hits. Here's the 0-1 to Meckler, sprays it foul into the netting, and he's behind 0-2 with 2 down. We'll play in Corvallis tomorrow. You can catch the stream. No video stream, all road games audio stream only. As, by the way, Riku Nishida is playing at third now. It's Matty Fung, the second baseman for the Cowlitz Black Bears. 0-2 is the count now to Wade Meckler, off speed that he holds back on. Ball 1, well high. Matthew Schwartz is still the shortstop, and Jaden Shepard the first baseman. So Nishida over to third. Runner at third is Cody Darcy, taking a medium-sized lead off. The 1-2 pitch is high again, ball 2. And a 2-2 count to Wade Meckler. He has 2 RBIs as a Raptor, just joined the team a week, 9 days ago, in fact. And he could score the runner from third and extend the 2-run lead here in the 7th. The 2-2 pitch to Meckler. He checks his swing, and it's ball 3. He did hold back on a pitch that just barely missed. Kind of running outside and a bit high. 3-2 is the count from Liam Hanakanaka to Wade Meckler. Left-hand hitter against left-hand pitcher. Outfield is playing straight up. Same for the infield. The payoff with 2 outs. Swung on and hit into right center field. Base hit. It scores Cody Darcy. A single for Wade Meckler to put the Raptors up 5-2. Wade Meckler looped it just over Matty Fung, the second baseman. And had Matty Fung been a few inches taller than his 5'10" frame, he might have had a chance at that one. But Meckler pushes him just over. And it's a base hit for Wade Meckler. Big single for him. He was 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts on the day. And when it mattered most, he got the base hit for an RBI. And it scores Cody Darcy from third. John Peck is the next batter with 2 down. The Raptors ahead by 3 again. And a strike on John Peck. So all that chaos from last inning is canceled out with Nick Nygaard covered first. And he was ruled to have been off the bag. That scored a run. And Cowlitz cut the lead down to 2. Ridgefield gets that run right back. John Peck's the batters behind 0-1. The pitch is looped foul. And an 0-2 count from Liam Hanakanaka. That run will be charged to Sawyer Parkin, making his debut, and got 1 out, or excuse me, left after, a sack bunt. So his ERA won't look great, but he'll have better days ahead. Liam Hanakanaka with a runner on first and 2 down. A breaking ball that's tapped foul off the end of the bat and remains an 0-2 count. Hanakanaka is still not giving up an earned run all year long. Though he does have a runner on first that he's responsible for with 2 down. Bottom of the 7th inning. First time that either team has scored in the last 3 innings, and both teams have scored this inning with 1 run apiece. And Ridgefield trying to do some more damage here if they can get Wade Meckler around, but he's just at first base, 2 down. The 0-2 pitch from Liam Hadakanaka. From the stretch, he comes towards John Peck and comes a little bit too much towards John Peck. It's inside for ball 1 to John, the 19-year-old from Moore Park. That is Moore Park, California. Traveled to Pepperdine for his college ball, where he spent 1 year. All online classes for John, so if he sees some in-person, that'll be the first college in-person classes. 1-2 pitch is a grounder towards third. Nishida fields, and he whips it to first in time for the out. The inning is over. A 5-3 ground out to strand a runner at first. But Ridgefield does get a run here in the 7th inning, and they extend the lead back to 3 runs. 1 hit and no errors on the frame. It's the Ridgefield Raptors 5 and the Cowlitz Black Bears 2. Let's see the 8th inning on the other side of this break.
Dick Hanna Dealerships is proud to welcome everyone back to support our Ridgefield Raptors. Just in time for warm summer nights with family and friends, lounging on the lawn or eating dogs in the stands. Feels good to be back. In business for over 70 years, Dick Hanna Dealerships is a local, family-owned business with locations in Vancouver, Kelso, and Portland. Choose from thousands of cars and 12 new car brands. Experience nice in the car business. Dick Hanna Dealerships. Believe in nice. Now play ball.
Oh, I love family road trips. Wind in my ears, fruits in my mouth, and peace of mind knowing Les Schwab did our tires, brakes, and alignment. Like Les Schwab, my family's safety is my first priority. Well, that and squeaky toys.
Les Schwab Tires, proud to be ranked #1 in overall customer satisfaction for aftermarket tire replacement by J.D. Power 2 years in a row. For J.D. Power 2021 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
Nick Nygaard is coming back out for another inning in the 8th with the Ridgefield Raptors leading 5-2. He pitched fairly well last inning, although did allow a run on a funky play, an RBI chopper single to the second baseman, and it scored 1 run last inning. It's 5-2 after Ridgefield got that run back in the bottom of the 7th on an RBI single by Wade Meckler. Wade's back out to center field. The defensive lineman, it's Brady Casper in left, Caden Connor in right. That's the outfield, Cody Darcy at third, John Peck the shortstop, Brooks Dyer the second baseman, and Doyle Kane at first. Isaac Lovings the catcher. Nick Nygaard the pitcher, and Dawson Martin is the batter. 1 for 3 on the day with a double. And doesn't swing, a pitch on the outside corner for strike 1 from Nick Nygaard. 0-1 the count to Dawson Martin from Nevada Reno. His first start of the series, he's batting 188 on the year. Coming into this ball game, the 0-1 from Nygaard, a slider that's hit not too hard to right field, and it'll get out of play for a foul ball. And an 0-2 count from Nick Nygaard. The defensive alignment has been solid this year for Ridgefield, with a lot of steady, kind of everyday players who have been stalwarts at their respective positions. Caden Connor, for example, the right fielder, has spent 173 innings out in right field, including the 7 today, which is more than any other player in the league out in right field. The 0-2 is swung on and missed, and Nygaard gets the strikeout to open up the 8th inning. After punching out the last player of the 7th inning to strand the bases loaded, he now strikes out the first man he sees in the 8th, which is the 7th strikeout of the day, thanks to Taco Bell. Coupons for all the fans in attendance. Taco Bell, your sponsor of the 7th strikeout of each game, which means free tacos if you're here at the stands. 2 more home games to get tacos and see Ridgefield Raptors baseball in person. The regular season concludes Sunday. We've got home games Saturday and Sunday to finish out the home schedule, and then the final road games of the regular series after that. But the home finale is Sunday, and then up in Walla Walla Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday next week. Sean Mulcair is the scheduled hitter, but we've got a pinch hitter here. It's Jace Bailey, the batter, out of Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Still listed at Boise State, even though they don't have a program. We'll find a new home, perhaps. An 0-1 pitch is fouled back by Jace Bailey. And it's 0-2 to Jace Bailey. The second batter in this inning, 1 out, nobody on, a 3-run lead for the Raptors. Right-hand hitter is Jace Bailey against left-hand pitcher and Nick Nygaard. 0-2 the count. Nygaard to the plate, breaking ball that's swung on and fouled back. Still 0-2 the count. On a slider from Nygaard that he's used a few times and has induced some foul balls and missed pitches. And he struck out 2 in a row for the Vancouver native. 0-2's the count from Nick Nygaard from the stretch, and the fastball at the knees for strike 3. He's punched out 3 in a row, and there are 2 outs in the 8th inning. The Raptors ahead 5-2, and it'll be Jaden Shepard next, who was the first player to face Nick Nygaard. Leading off last inning, he flew out to deep center field. He's 1 for 3 in the ballgame. Mentioned how Caden Connor spent more innings than any other player in the West Coast League in right field. Been that everyday starter pretty much, and he started some games at both other positions in the outfield and first base, but primarily the right fielder. First pitch to Shepard is down in the dirt and behind Lovings for ball 1. Nobody on base, 2 down. 3-run lead for the Raptors. John Peck is the shortstop. He spent over 180 innings, 182 at short, which is also the most in the league at that position. 1-0 pitch is a breaking ball for a strike. The slider catches the back door, 1-1's the count. And Cody Darcy, who's spending his 153rd inning at third base, is also the most in the league of any third baseman. So a lot of players here for Ridgefield leading the league in innings played at their position. Shepard misses the next pitch. It's 1-2 now from Nick Nygaard. Interestingly enough, second in the league at short in innings played. Matthew Schwartz is the next most regular shortstop, and Brock Bozette at third base has spent the second most innings. Slider that looks for the back door but doesn't have the key. It's ball 2. 2-2 the count with 2 away. Base is empty. 5-2 the lead for the Ridgefield Raptors. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Nick Nygaard, working from the third base side of the slab. Gets a fastball past the barrel of Jaden Shepard for strike 3. He punches out the side. He struck out 4 in a row. And Ridgefield is up to 9 strikeouts on the ball game. We are on to the bottom of the 8th inning. It's the Raptors 5 and the Cowlitz Black Bears 2, with Will Chambers coming up to the plate to lead off next inning, followed by Brady Casper and Isaac Loving. See how they do after this break.
Found a giant spider in my bed. Stepped outside and a hornet stung my head. Got ants around my sink, and I am starting to think. The experts that I know are gonna make me pest-free. Natural pest control, killing your bugs and rodents, baby. Natural pest control. Call today and get a quote for free.
Hey baseball fans, after the game visit A&A, the area's premier gaming, dining, entertainment, and meeting destination. A&A is a proud supporter of the Ridgefield Raptors and the perfect place to meet up with friends after a Raptors win for dinner, drinks, and great times. Keep the fun and excitement going after the 9th inning and grab beers at Tom's Urban, or enjoy a perfectly cooked porterhouse at Michael Jordan's Steakhouse. With 100,000 square feet of gaming space, 15 different restaurants, bars, and retail outlets to choose from, A&A has just what you need to turn your night at the ballgame into a night you won't forget. A&A, just off I-5 at exit 16, ILANIresort.com.
It has been a pleasant day for baseball. Not always for the heart rate. We've gotten to some dramatic situations, and Ridgefield holding the lead for most of this ball game and nearly losing it on multiple occasions, but clutching on to that precious advantage. It's been pushed up to 3 runs right now. The Ridgefield Raptors ahead 5-2, and Will Chambers will come to the plate in the bottom of the 8th inning. 3-run lead for the Raptors. Nick Allen, the first base coach, Chris Cota, the third base coach, mentioned yesterday that Ridgefield's in a bit of a string here, as tomorrow will be the first road game since the road trip last week. 6 games in a row, each time where Ridgefield was spending the time in the third base dugout. and on the road, and then they spend time in the third base dugout when they're at home as well. By the way, a debut now for Philip Rowe, a right-hand pitcher for the Cowlitz Black Bears. So he comes in the bottom of the 8th inning to face Will Chambers with a 5-2 lead for the Ridgefield Raptors. And trying to extend that lead, Chambers takes inside for ball 1. So the Raptors spending all that time in the third base dugout, all the home games, and then just coincidentally those two teams they played on the road give the visitor dugout on the third base side. So Ridgefield today is spending its 21st consecutive game on the third base dugout as that pitch clips the shoulder of Will Chambers just barely on the off speed from Philip Rowe. And it's another hit by pitch to lead off an inning. Cody Darcy was hit by a pitch on the debut by Sawyer Parkin. They have two pitchers that just joined the roster. Both of them come in this ball game, and they both hit the first batter they see. Quadrice Teague will come in. Quadrice Teague comes in out of Clark College by way of Lower Columbia College. Former Northwest Star Academy Nighthawk comes in as a pinch runner. And he'll replace Will Chambers here, the designated hitter, with a 3-run lead. Next batter is Brady Casper, the runner on first. And Casper, did he go around? No, he didn't. Ball 1 low from Philip Rowe, the right-hander, who allowed a hit by pitch. And now Teague is the runner at first. Casper the batter. Nobody out. 1 on. Bottom of the 8th inning. The Raptors ahead 5-2. Rowe will throw over to first, and Teague gets back. So the other part of that stat there, 21st consecutive game where the Raptors are spending time in the third base dugout. That means that every time the Raptors come to the plate to begin an inning, Nick Allen, the first base coach, has to run all the way around from the dugout, behind home plate, all the way to the first base coaching box, which, okay, it's not that far. As Teague is late getting back, but the throw gets by the first baseman. He'll get down to second and maybe third. Turning around towards third, and the throw from the right fielder is not nearly in time. And Quadrice Teague, the speedster, gets into third, clapping his hands, gets a fist bump from Chris Cota, and got a little bit lucky as well. He might have been picked off there as Philip Rowe made the snap throw to first, and neither Teague nor the first baseman were ready for it. And an error on the pitcher. And Quadrice Teague into third base. E1 on the play. And now a runner on third, nobody out. Brady Casper is the batter. Speaking of errors, that's how he reached base once today. He scored after reaching on an error. He's 0 for 3 on the day, but has put the ball in play each time. He has a home run and a triple on the series so far. The infield's playing in with nobody out. The 1-0 pitch nearly hits Casper, and it's 2-0. 75-mile-an-hour throw from Philip Rowe. And now runner on third, nobody out. Brady Casper at the plate on a 4-game hit streak that is yet to be extended today. But with the infield playing in, he'll try to make some good contact or keep seeing balls as that one's down in the dirt, blocked by Burley. Searches around for it, scampering for it, and grabs it at the plate. 3-0 the count to Brady Casper. On deck is Isaac Levings with a home run earlier today. 5-2 lead for the Raptors, bottom of the 8th. And now a mound visit for Corey Keir, the pitching coach, with some activity in the Black Bears bullpen. The debuts have not gone well for the Black Bears today. They brought in Sawyer Parkin last inning. A hit by pitch on his first batter, a sac bunt, and that was it. That run came around to score. Then Philip Rowe comes in, a hit by pitch, an error on a pickoff attempt to put that runner at third, and still nobody out. And Corey Keir is coming out to talk with him on the mound. And it's Brady Casper at the plate with a 3-0 count. Isaac Levings is on deck. Doyle Kane is in the hole for Ridgefield here in the 8th inning, trying to close out this series with a win. If they do win, they would put themselves in firm position over Cowlitz. It wouldn't put Cowlitz away from a playoff berth entirely, but the Black Bears would drop back down to 3 games behind Ridgefield, and there would only be 6 games left in the season. So Cowlitz almost has to win this game, whereas Ridgefield, if they win, would still stay in contention for the playoff berth. As Philip Rowe back to the mound after the mound visit and throws a strike on Brady Casper, 3-1. Bellingham and Portland are tied 2-2 in the 4th inning of that contest. Runner on third here for the Raptors, nobody out. 3-1 pitch is swung on, hard ground ball to second, and the second baseman Fung looks at the runner at third, throws to first, and the out is recorded. Quadrice Teague stays at third, and an unproductive out there, 1 away in the inning. Still plenty of room for the Raptors. One out, and Isaac Leving's the batter. The infield will remain in. And good thing that error did happen for Ridgefield. Without that, could have been a double play ball. And now Brian Burris will come out and make a change. So that'll be it for Philip Rowe. He gets one out and has a runner on third when he exits for his debut, coming to a close facing two batters. And a new pitcher coming in. We'll see who it is after this break. Bottom of the eighth inning continuing. Ridgefield hoping to extend the 5-2 lead here at the Rourke.
Dick Hanna Dealerships is proud to welcome everyone back to support our Ridgefield Raptors. Just in time for warm summer nights with family and friends, lounging on the lawn, or eating dogs in the stands. Feels good to be back. In business for over 70 years, Dick Hanna Dealerships is a local, family-owned business with locations in Vancouver, Kelso, and Portland. Choose from thousands of cars and 12 new car brands. Experience nice in the car business. Dick Hanna Dealerships. Believe in nice. Now play ball.
Every time Taco Bell's nacho fries returned, those Mexican spices were drawing something closer to the surface.
And once they taste that warm nacho cheese sauce, they won't stop till there's nothing left.
Can the Fry Force save the world and the nacho fries we love?
So either we fight together, or we fry alone.
Or will the monsters devour us all? Get your nacho fries today, while you can. Now serving at a Taco Bell near you. At participating U.S. locations for a limited time only. Join the Ridgefield Raptors for warm sunshine, great food, and exciting top-level college baseball at the Rourke. Bring your family, friends, neighbors, and coworkers for a relaxing night outdoors this season. Your group can welcome us on the Les Schwab left field platform, the Leonard Holmes and Dick Hanna grass berms, or the First Centennial and Wellhaven Pet Health picnic areas. There's nothing like a Ridgefield Raptors summer baseball game. Get your tickets now at ridgefieldraptors.com. Go Raptors!
Coming down the home stretch of this ball game and the home stretch of the summer as Ridgefield is fighting it out for a playoff berth with basically all other four teams in the Southern Division that haven't already locked up a playoff berth. Corvallis is the only one that has secured a spot in the playoffs. One spot remains. Ridgefield is tied for that spot with the Portland Pickles. Cowlitz just 2 games back. And Ridgefield playing against Cowlitz tonight. They lead 5-2 in this contest. New pitcher coming in for the Cowlitz Black Bears is Eli Takalo. He's a right-hander for Cowlitz, a 6'3", 180-pounder out of Astoria, Oregon. He inherits a runner on third base with 1 out, and the batter is Isaac Levings. Ridgefield at 23-18 on the year. They have lost 2 in a row, where they could have gained 2 games over the Pickles, who also lost 2 in a row. So the Raptors and the Pickles have remained tied the last couple of games as they have matched each other. They won 2 games in a row, then lost 2 games in a row, and just gone tit for tat each time between the Raptors and the Pickles. Although it's been a lot tougher in the Southern Division, where basically every team has a winning record. Cowlitz moving up into a winning record after winning yesterday. The Bend Elks just behind. They're 20-21 as the last place team in the Southern Division. The Northern Division has struggled so much where they only have one team with a winning record. And they have a team that's on a 10-game losing streak, and they're not even last place in the league. That's how much different the Southern and Northern divisions are. As Takalo continues to warm up a little bit, Chris Cota was having a conversation with the umpires, and I'm not exactly sure what his conundrum was, but Takalo has not been given the ready for play. I think he's ready. The pitcher is good to go. It's the umpires who are wondering about things, and I don't think Cota's going to make a substitution. You've already got a pinch runner at third in Quadrice Teague. 1 out, bottom of the 8th inning. The Raptors leading 5-2 in this contest. So if they win today, they would put Cowlitz not out of playoff contention, but a much lower percentage, where if a Cowlitz won, all of a sudden they've got all the momentum and would only be 1 game behind Ridgefield and making a run for the automatic berth if they win the second half. As the umpires continue to talk, it was a pitching change where Eli Takalo came in, he'd had all his warm-up pitches, and then this whole conversation has slowed things down a bit, where we thought Takalo was good to go, and I don't know why they couldn't figure this out during Takalo's warm-up pitches, or maybe they were talking about it the entire time, and it's just taken a full 5 minutes. Again, there's one out and a runner on third. Ridgefield trying to extend the 5-2 lead. Isaac Lovings is the scheduled hitter. Mike Carr and Tony Prater, the umpires, finally come to a conclusion, and they'll each go to the managers for each team and explain their decision on a matter I don't even know what the subject is, let alone the conclusion. Chris Coda did come out to talk with the umpires when Takalo is coming in. I don't know if he had a question about Cowlitz's substitution or if he had a situation with a substitution he wanted to make, but I don't think he's trying to make one. Lovings is going to be the batter. Quadrice Teague already came in as a pinch runner earlier this inning, so I don't know if Coda was talking about Takalo. So looking closer at the lineup card, it does not appear that Eli Takalo is actually on the card that Brian Burris filled out. You've got to have the starting 9 and then all the players eligible for that game with their jersey numbers next to them. And apparently Eli Takalo was not put on that lineup card, and which theoretically would render him ineligible to play. And he's warming up right now in his jersey number 37 and trying to come into the game. But I don't know if he just got left out on accident, if they just forgot to put his name down there. He's been on the team for a while. He's not a new addition. He's been playing since July 24th. And if they don't allow him to play, they're going to have to bring in a new pitcher and warm him up as well, coming out cold from the bullpen after Takalo had finished his warm-up pitches. And now I think they're not going to – if they are going to allow him to play, I don't know why they keep on waiting, because after each umpire went to talk with the managers, they then – I don't even know where the umpires went. Did they leave? They're over – okay, they're walking in the concourse here and not even on the field. They're walking through the concourse, and I think they may have a conversation – that may take a while. Let's take another break and step aside for a moment. Don't go away. It's bottom of the 8th inning. The Raptors ahead 5-2 with one out in the 8th inning. Ridgefield has a runner on third. Whoever the pitcher will be playing baseball before too long. Stay with us in the 8th inning from Ridgefield.
A lot has changed in Clark County since C-Train began service in 1981. We've changed with it. 30 bus routes, 2 bus rapid transit projects, and millions of rides later, C-Train has grown into an award-winning transit system serving Clark County, including the city limits of Ridgefield. Please join C-Train in celebrating an amazing 40 years serving you, our community, with activities happening in 2021. Look for details at c-tran.com, and thank you for 40 great years.
Ridgefield Main Street thanks you for supporting the Raptors and downtown, the heart of Ridgefield. Spend the moolah you win at the game at downtown shops and restaurants. Upcoming events include Main Street Day, C-Trend Shuttle Downtown Tailgate, and the Friday Night Flicks Outdoor Film Series. We are a nonprofit organization dedicated to preserving the cultural heritage of downtown Ridgefield while advocating for its future. More information at ridgefieldmainstreet.com and find us on Facebook at Ridgefield Main Street. We'll see you downtown. And go Raptors!
This is WSU Vancouver, Southwest Washington's only 4-year research university. Whether in person or via distance delivery, WSU Vancouver offers high-quality education and an employer-respected degree. You'll get a small school feel and the kind of place where you know you matter. Here, you'll get personalized education that brings out the best in you and inspires you to achieve your highest goals. Now what are you waiting for? Apply today.
The Ridgefield Raptors are thrilled to reunite with fans and enjoy summer baseball again. Join us for America's favorite pastime. The Raptors are following state guidelines for spectator events and ask for your patience as we prepare for exciting West Coast League play. Please be courteous to our staff, fans, and players as we celebrate the return of your Ridgefield Raptors this summer. Let's make it a great season at the Rourke. Get your tickets now at ridgefieldraptors.com. Go Raptors!
We welcome you back to the Ridgefield Outdoor Recreation Complex, where we are in a lengthy delay. No, it's not weather, it's not lightning, it's not any of those things. It is a substitution delay, where the Cowlitz Black Bears have brought in a relief pitcher in the middle of the 8th inning with a runner on third, one out, and a 5-2 lead for the Ridgefield Raptors. And the substitution has just caused an absolute conundrum for the umpires, for the coaches, for everybody. The issue is that Eli Takalo, the pitcher who was called in, was not on the lineup card. Apparently it was just a slip of the mind. He just wasn't put on there. He was expected to pitch as a relief guy and just was left off the lineup card. And you have to write all the eligible players each game on the lineup card for who's on the roster that day. And Takalo was not on that card. And so they probably will have to take him out. Well, not even take him out, just not let him in. He's already warmed up. He's standing in front of the mound with his catcher. And they'll probably just have to bring in a different pitcher. This has happened to Cowlitz before earlier today. It happened up in Yakima, and they had to bring in a different pitcher. The question is why it's taking so long to figure that out. You know, I'll give the umpires some credit. It's a tough situation. I don't know all the different issues there or what may be going on beyond what we know, which is just that Eli Takala wasn't on the lineup card, as the Cowlitz players have begun a game of spike ball with the baseball using second base as the trampoline of sorts for the spike ball game. And that's how they're spending the time here in a delay that's lasted about 10 minutes now already. And if they do bring in a different pitcher, he's going to have to warm up. I don't see anyone throwing right now in the Cowlitz bullpen unless somebody is already warmed up and thrown. If they don't have someone hot already, you would think they'd get someone warm now, unless they already do. Brian Burris is their manager, and he's talking right now with Chris Cota beside home plate. And they're just having a pleasant conversation there. They're not angry about it. They're not mad at each other. They're just talking through. The umpires have left the field, by the way. They're not even on the playing surface right now. They walk through the concourse, and apparently the commissioner is here too. I did not know that Rob Nyer was here, but apparently the umpires walked out of the premises to go talk with Rob Nyer, and they are still discussing things with the fans milling about and everybody trying to figure out what's going on. And that's as much as we know. So this is the final game of the series and a huge one for Ridgefield, trying to close it out with a victory against the Cowlitz Black Bears. And they're still playing spike ball at second base. Eli Takalo still waiting to throw or be pulled out of the game. And no pitchers throwing in the Cowlitz bullpen, and that's where we are at. So we will step aside again and take a break as we see who Cowlitz will throw. I honestly would take anybody at this point. Just throwing a pitcher, I'm good with it. You could throw Randy Johnson in his prime. I just want to see some baseball again, and I hope that we can figure this out in a bit. It's 5-2. The Raptors lead by 3 runs in the bottom of the 8th inning and have an insurance run standing on third as the umpires are walking out of the press box here where they were having a conversation. And so Mike Carr and Tony Prater will have a ruling at some point. We'll take a quick break that I think will be short, although it depends on if Cowlitz will need to warm up a new pitcher. So we'll step aside and give you the ruling and whatever we can find out when we return. Raptors ahead 5-2 in the 8th inning. Stay with us.
Ridgefield Raptors, just in time for warm summer nights with family and friends, lounging on the lawn or eating dogs in the stands. Feels good to be back. In business for over 70 years, Dick Hanna Dealerships is a local, family-owned business with locations in Vancouver, Kelso, and Portland. Choose from thousands of cars and 12 new car brands. Experience nice in the car business. Dick Hanna Dealerships. Believe in nice. Now play ball.
At Clark Public Utilities, we know you depend on electricity every day. And even though our offices remain closed, we're available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, by phone, online, and email. The past year has brought changes to many in our community, with lost jobs or reduced working hours, disrupted childcare, and the challenge of teaching the kids. If you've been financially impacted by the pandemic and can't pay your utility bill, call us or send an email right away. Eligibility for payment assistance has been expanded, so more households may qualify. Through it all, we're always here to provide you with safe and reliable service, and we're ready to help. Clark Public Utilities, ranked highest in customer satisfaction among residential mid-size utilities in the West by J.D. Power 13 years in a row. For J.D. Power 2020 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Clark Public Utilities, we're always here.
A lot has changed in Clark County since C-Tran began service in 1981. We've changed with it. 30 bus routes, 2 bus rapid transit projects, and millions of rides later, C-Tran has grown into an award-winning transit system serving Clark County, including the city limits of Ridgefield. Please join C-Tran in celebrating an amazing 40 years serving you, our community, with activities happening in 2021. Look for details at c-tran.com, and thank you for 40 great years.
Baseball is back, and Peace Health is excited to once again sponsor the Ridgefield Raptors as they vie for the West Coast League title. Raptors games make a great family outing. Bring the whole crew to the ballpark to enjoy a safe, fun outdoor event featuring the thrills of Raptors baseball. As the largest health provider in Clark County, Peace Health is ready to step up to the plate and keep your family in the game, whether it's a routine appointment or specialty emergency care. Peace Health and the Ridgefield Raptors, two great teams.
Oh, I love family road trips. Wind in my ears, treats in my mouth, and peace of mind knowing Les Schwab did our tires, brakes, and alignment. Like Les Schwab, my family's safety is my first priority. Well, that and squeaky toys.
Les Schwab Tires, proud to be ranked #1 in overall customer satisfaction for aftermarket tire replacement by J.D. Power 2 years in a row. For J.D. Power 2021 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
Well, we are going to play some baseball. I can pretty much guarantee you that. It's just who's on the field and what's going on. So here's the deal. Cowlitz is going to have to bring in a different pitcher. Keegan Wright has warmed up, and Eli Takalo is ruled ineligible to pitch. This whole delay that has lasted about 17 minutes now has finally come to an end. Isaac Loving's going to be the batter. Keegan Wright is the pitcher. Quadrice Teague, the runner at third. The infield's playing in for Cowlitz as the Raptors lead 5-2 in the 8th inning. Keegan Wright's the new pitcher who will throw out of the stretch to Isaac Lovings, and the first pitch in 17 minutes is a ball outside. The whole issue is Eli Takalo was not written on the lineup card, and you have to have all the eligible players written on that card. He wasn't on there, and so therefore not allowed to play. The 1-0 pitch to Lovings is on the outside corner, strike one. I don't know why that took 17 minutes to find out. That's the issue. I get the first part. I get, okay, he wasn't on the card. I see it. He's not eligible. Fair enough. I don't know why it took so long, but hey, we're playing baseball again. 1-1 pitch is swung on by Lovings and fouled away. 1-2 the count. Ridgefield back on the field finally after Quadrice Teague got to third on an error. It was originally Will Chambers who led off by being hit by a pitch by Phillip Rowe. He was pulled out of the game a couple pitches later, and that's what necessitated the whole delay. 1-2 pitch to Lovings is high and tight. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Teague had gotten a third on a failed pickoff attempt that got into right field. And then with 1 out, Lovings is at the plate with a home run earlier today for Isaac. With 1 out, 8th inning. 2-2 pitch to Lovings is again fouled into the netting behind home plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ridgefield scored 1 run last inning to push the lead back to 3. The score is 5-2. Ridgefield ahead in the series finale that could end up being the difference in playoff contention. After tonight, there are only 6 games remaining in the regular season. 2-2 pitch. It is over the plate but low for ball 3 from Keegan Wright, who's out of San Diego Christian. So Eli Takalo came in and warmed up, and then the umpires started talking about, wait a minute, he's not in the card, and so they couldn't put him in the game. Keegan Wright out of San Diego Christian College enters. Here's the payoff to Lovings. He swings over it for strike 3, and Keegan Wright gets the strikeout. And 2 down in the 8th inning. Had Quadrice Teague on third with nobody out, and then a ground out that didn't score him, and a strikeout. And now he's on third with 2 down, and Doyle Kane, the batter. Yesterday, Ridgefield had a man get on third with nobody out after a triple by Brady Casper, and he did not score that inning. Ridgefield hoping to avoid that fate. Now a pitch over the catcher, and Teague does not run home. Probably a good decision. It bounced far off the netting, and Burley got on it quickly. And Quadrice Teague makes the heads-up play to not go. He's got good speed. He is a pinch runner here. Came in for Will Chambers, but read the ball well off the netting and probably would have been thrown out at the plate had he been going. So Teague holds at third, 2 down. Doyle Kane is the batter who took ball 1 high from Keegan Wright. 8th inning with Ridgefield ahead 5-2. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Kane watches the breaking ball that stays inside for ball 2. 2-0 the count. Ridgefield trailed in this game 1-0 back in the third inning. But the Raptors took a lead in the bottom of the third, scoring 2 runs that frame on a 2 RBI double by Caden Connor. They've not trailed since. 2-0 pitch is in for a strike. 2-1 the count from Keegan Wright. From San Clemente, California, an ERA of 2.17. He was the winning pitcher on Tuesday against Ridgefield, going 2 innings of scoreless work. He's gone 3 straight appearances without an earned run. The 2-1 to Doyle, and he fights it off for a foul ball. 2-2 the count now to Doyle Kane with 2 down and a runner on third. Kane's the first baseman today. He's 1 for 3 with a single to right center field. And a run scored on the day for the Santa Clarita native. So it's San Clemente versus Santa Clarita. 2 outs. The 2-2 pitch is outside, just off the plate for ball 3. The inning ain't over yet. The infield is playing back now. They were playing in the last couple batters, including a ground ball to Matty Fung, the second baseman, that worked out perfectly, where the runner did not score from third, didn't run with the infield playing in. Ridgefield trying to score. Teague from third. Full count, 2 outs, and it's inside, maybe hit him, and it looks like it was ball 4. Did not hit him, but same result either way. It's a walk to Doyle Kane, and now runners on the corners, and Cody Darcy is up next. An inning that has lasted almost a half hour now. That started with Will Chambers hit by pitch, then a pitching change, then another pitching change without a pitch thrown, and a 17-minute delay that was due to a lineup card issue and an eligibility issue. And so Takalo never threw a pitch. Keegan Wright comes in, strikes out the first man, and then walks the second. 2 down, runners on the corners, bottom of the 8th. And Wright now facing Darcy, who hits one foul behind home plate. Darcy himself got hit by a pitch in the 7th inning and scored. He also has a bunt single on the day, so 2 runs, 1 for 2 for Cody Darcy, who's got 15 RBIs on the year, would like number 16 if he can. Would be the first time that he's hit Quadrice Teague in. As an 0-1 count, and the pitch is high for ball 1. 1-1 the count. Doyle Kane the runner at first, Quadrice Teague at third. 2 down, bottom of the 8th. Ridgefield will just need to get 3 more outs in the top of the 9th. Which pitcher it will be, I'm not sure. Nick Nygaard has gone 2 innings. Whether he comes out for a third after a long delay or a new pitcher who has probably been warm for a while. The 1-1 pitch is swung on late, and Darcy is now behind 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nick Allen going over to chat with Doyle Kane, the runner at first, about the issue and the situation for the runner there. 1 ball and 2 strikes, 2 down. Big hole in the infield to the right side for Cody Darcy. 1-2 the count, 2 away. A 3-run lead for the Raptors in the 8th inning. Here comes the pitch from right. The runner is going, and it's a strike on the outside edge, and the inning is over. It took almost 30 minutes for Cowlitz to put up a 0 on the scoreboard that they did in the inning. Stranding runners on first and third. Ridgefield had a runner on third, nobody out, and for the second time in as many games, they had that situation and don't score the man, but this time Ridgefield still has the lead. They're up 5-2, and it will be Nick Nygaard coming back out. After not throwing a pitch the last 30 minutes almost, he's going to throw some warm-up pitches and come back out for the 9th. 5-2 lead for the Raptors. Back after this.
This is WSU Vancouver, Southwest Washington's only 4-year research university. Whether in person or via distance delivery, WSU Vancouver offers high-quality education and an employer-respected degree. You'll get a small school feel and the kind of place where you know you matter. Here, you'll get personalized education that brings out the best in you and inspires you to achieve your highest goals. Now what are you waiting for? Apply today.
The Ridgefield Raptors are thrilled to reunite with fans and enjoy summer baseball again. Join us for America's favorite pastime. The Raptors are following state guidelines for spectator events and ask for your patience as we prepare for exciting West Coast League play. Please be courteous to our staff, fans, and players as we celebrate the return of your Ridgefield Raptors this summer. Let's make it a great season at the Rourke. Get your tickets now at ridgefieldraptors.com. Go Raptors!
3 more outs to get for the Ridgefield Raptors to close out this series with a victory. They have a 3-run lead over the Cowlitz Black Bears, trying to avoid a sweep, and Ridgefield has put themselves in position to avoid such a detrimental situation. Up by 3, bottom of the 9th inning, and Nick Nygaard back to the mound to try to get the save here. His 3rd inning of work. The first pitch at the bottom of the 9th inning is a called strike on Jacob Burley, the catcher who has gone 1 for 3 today with a single and a run scored. He was the runner who scored against Nick Nygaard, the only run that Nick has allowed today. A University of Portland pilot pitching against the Brown University infielder, and a slider in for strike 2. 0-2 the count. Ridgefield 2 games ahead of Cowlitz right now in the standings, would push themselves back to a 3-game margin if they can get this win, and only 6 games remaining. So in good position to get to the playoffs, tied with the Portland Pickles right now, are the Ridgefield Raptors. The 0-2, a slider that stays outside from Nick Nygaard. And ball 1 from Nick, 1-2 the count. He came in with a 3-run lead back in the 7th inning, gave up 1 run, then got 1 run of support in the bottom half of the 7th inning, and then neither team scored in the 8th. So now in the 9th, he's trying to hold on to that 3-run margin and send Ridgefield to Corvallis with a win. Gets a swing and a miss from Jacob Burley, and Nick Nygaard sets him down in quick fashion. A strikeout to open the bottom of the 9th, 1 away. Matthew Schwartz is the next batter, the shortstop who's 0 for 3 with a pair of ground outs and a fly out on the day. With Ridgefield 2 outs away, Nick Nygaard spent a lot of time waiting for this bottom of the 9th inning, or top of the 9th inning, after about a 30-minute delay, or 30-minute inning, including a 17-minute delay, and 2 pitching changes in that bottom of the 8th inning. Throws a strike to Matthew Schwartz. It's 0-1 with 1 out, a 3-run lead for the Raptors. The 0-1 pitch to Schwartz is swung on and fouled back. It's 0-2 to Matthew, who has been hitless today. Comes in on a 6-game hit streak, the last 5 with multiple hits each time. But it looks like he won't get multiple hits today. He'd like to notch 1 at least. And score 3 runs, tie the game, send it to extras. That's what he would hope. But they trail by 3 with nobody on base right now. A fastball way outside for ball 1. 1-2 the count from Nick Nygaard with 1 away. And the base is empty. If Ridgefield wins, they'd get up to 24-18, ensure that they would finish at least 500 on the year. 1-2 pitch slider that gets under the barrel of Matthew Schwartz. 2 down. Nick Nygaard has now struck out 6 in a row. He struck out the final man in the 7th inning to strand the bases loaded, then punched out the side in the 8th inning, and has now struck out the first 2 guys of the 9th inning. He has gotten better and better as we've gone. However, Riku Nishida might end that streak. He has not struck out in the last 6 games. And so one of these streaks will have to come to an end here. Nygaard has struck out 6 in a row. Nishida has gone 6 games without a strikeout in a row. He fouls off the first pitch, and he's behind 0-1. The Black Bears down to their final out. They trail by 3, top of the 9th inning. The Raptors ahead 5-2. The 0-1 pitch to Nishida is on the plate for strike 2, and Cowlitz down to their final strike. Nygaard has struck out 6 in a row. Came in averaging just over a strikeout per inning, and he's been well over that mark here today. Going for the save here. 0-2 is the count. The pitch is swung on and fouled back, and the Cowlitz Black Bears are not done yet. Final game that these 2 teams will play this summer. They know that one of them could make the playoffs, but not both. And so they will not face each other again until next summer. And they're down to their final strike. Nygaard hoping to send Cowlitz back home packing with a strikeout to in the frame, or an out of any fashion would do the trick. Here's the 0-2 to Nishida. It's in the dirt, ball 1. 1-2 the count. A 3-run lead for the Raptors. Tomorrow we're on the road down in Corvallis at 6:30 against the league leading team. And a win tonight would be real nice for the Raptors to go in on a win. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Nygaard. Slider, it's hit into center field for a base hit. And the game's not over yet. Cowlitz will bring up Matty Fung next. It's a 3-run margin. Cowlitz has a runner on, so the tying run is on deck right now for Cowlitz. After a 9th inning single with 2 down, and the first guy of the last 7 batters to not strike out off of Nick Nygaard. A base hit for Nishida, his first hit of the day. And he had as a hit now in each game against Ridgefield this series. With 2 down, it's Matty Fung to the plate, takes a ball inside, 1-0 the count. 2 outs, runner on first. 3-run lead for the Raptors. Fung had an RBI single and a pinch hit opportunity off of Nick Nygaard in the 7th inning today. The left-hander facing a left-hand pitcher here as a 1-0 count. Nygaard throws a fastball on the outside edge for strike 1. 1-1 the count. Cowlitz has confidence in Matty Fung. They brought him in as a pinch hitter to face a left-hander, and he's a left-handed batter. They went lefty on lefty, and he got the RBI single. Here's a 1-1 count from Nick Nygaard, and the pitch is in there for strike 2, and Nishida got a heck of a jump to steal second. And he has so much confidence. You don't want to run into an out because the game's over if he gets thrown out stealing. And getting to second base doesn't help all that much because you need 3 runs. But he steals second anyways and got there without a throw. 1-2 pitch is in the dirt, ball 2. 2-2 the count. He was bouncing around at first, not being held on, and so had as easy of a steal as he could get, but still a bit of a risky play there for Riku Nishida, but he gets in there safely. 2 balls, 2 strikes. To Matty Fung, trying to avoid being the last hitter of the game. He had the walk-off against Ridgefield earlier this summer. 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed, and Nygaard strikes out another. His 7th punch out of the last 8 batters, and he gets the save. Ridgefield takes the win. Final score from the Rourke, Ridgefield 5 and the Cowlitz Black Bears 2. We finished the series with a win, and for the first time this summer, Ridgefield, after losing the first 2 games of a series, finishes with a win. That had not happened before. It does happen here, and they end up going 3-3 against Cowlitz in league games, 3-4 overall, and improved to 24-18 on the summer. Ridgefield heads down to Corvallis. You can catch that audio stream at 6:30 tomorrow at ridgefieldraptors.com, and you can catch home games Saturday and Sunday against the Corvallis Knights. The Knights do win against Yakima Valley and get the sweep today. Bellingham and Portland still knotted up at 2-2 in the 6th inning. Thanks so much for tuning in. Stay tuned to the Ridgefield Raptors YouTube page for our post-game interview. I'll try to get maybe Nick Nygaard perhaps, or one of the offensive players. Isaac Loving's a 2-run home run, and Caden Connor the 2 RBI single to help win the game. Final score, the Raptors 5, the Cowlitz Black Bears 2. Signing off until tomorrow at 6:30 against the Corvallis Knights down at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. I'm Josh Warden for Chander Luderman and everyone else along the way for these broadcasts. Thanks for tuning in. So long, everybody.